Hello, Internet, and welcome to Hearts of Stone. Thanks for joining us here this lovely Saturday evening. We're going to be playing some Blades in the Dark. Super excited for you joining us. This is a continuation of our ongoing game. But before we get started, I'm going to talk about things that we got going on the channel this week. If you're watching us live, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you want to join us for more shows throughout the week, our next regularly scheduled stream will be on Monday. Hopefully, we'll be continuing with Red Jenny, our Dragon Age TTRPG. Sita, one of our lovely players in that game, is going to be running a one-shot, two-shot, red shot, blue shot, and will be hopefully running a game. We were supposed to start that last Monday, and then everybody was sick for the first half of the week, and so we just had to wait. But I think everyone's feeling better, rested, recuperated, and hopefully we'll be continuing with that on Monday. So join us for that at 8 o'clock Eastern time, Monday evening. Otherwise, our schedule for this week should be pretty much normal, with one other exception, which will be Wednesday. We had to push the start date again for the aforementioned sicknesses. Had to push the start date back on our Neon Souls mini series playing the Star Wars 5e system. We should be starting that this Wednesday at also 8 o'clock Eastern. So I'll be running that. You can come join us. I'll talk more about that when it's my turn in the announce in the introductions. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it for what's going on the channel. So I will go ahead and turn things over to my lovely players here to talk about who they are, what they do on and off this channel, and who they're playing tonight, starting as always with Van.
That's me. Hi, I'm Van. You can find me on the internet at Van But Wilder, pretty much wherever you can find people on the internet. Mostly I'm hanging out in our Discord and live streaming on Twitch a few times a week. You can find me here Saturdays and Mondays currently, and this coming Wednesday. Very excited about that. And also on twitch.tv/hackrecklessly on Sunday nights tomorrow, for the premiere of the final season of Playthings of the Gods, which we're all also very excited about. But today I am playing Glass, who is the party's whisper.
Hey, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internet at Greek Sid. I am here on Saturdays and Mondays. Tonight I am playing Salome. She is the group's spider.
Hello, everybody. I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJ622 on Twitter, Twitch, and most of the other social medias. You can catch me on Mondays, where I'm the cowboy over at the Indoor Adventures. Thursdays over at the Hype Goblins, where we do a D&D 5e campaign with all homebrew content. I have 4 arms. It's great. I love it.
What does that have to do with D&D?
Simic Hybrid.
Listen, we all have forearms, RJ. You're not special.
Yeah, but some of us also have 4 eyes.
Oh, gotcha.
All of us have 4 heads. Anyway, today I'm playing...
Some of us more.
Nope, I'm going to suppress that joke.
Please move on.
Hello, I'm playing Fume. He's the leech. We both go by he, him.
I thought you were going to start your intro over again.
Hey, everybody, I'm RJ.
I had to mute. Or rather, I didn't have to mute. I muted when I went to speak. Hi, everybody. I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventures channel. Today I'm playing as Grackle, who is our hound. DanaeKeener.com.
And hello, everyone. I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown lurking around the internet. I am here a lot of the week playing and running games, especially for the next few weeks. I've already talked about some of the games that I run here, including this game, Red Jenny, normally, when one of my players isn't running a one-shotter for us. And then I will also be running our new miniseries on Wednesdays. We're playing the Star Wars 5e game in a more like with very little Star Wars in it. We're playing the Star Wars 5e. It's Star Wars in only system name. It's mostly like a Dune cyberpunk kind of mashup based on what my players and I have kind of drafted up. So that, and I also will be over on Hack Recklessly tomorrow with Van in the premiere for Playthings. But that's it for me. Are y'all ready to get started? Yes.
Some of our captions aren't working, so please forgive us for that.
Yes. I was
RJ,
about
yours
to
just
get-
started working.
What the heck?
I was about to mention too.
Danae, speak.
Quick, Wing, say something.
Wing, say something.
Bark, 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 bark,
No.
bark.
Daycare.com.
Damn it.
Tell us your captions aren't working. Maybe they'll fix themselves.
Two guys on me.
My captions are not working.
I would laugh so hard if that's what finally came through.
They did. It's
It's just PubNum didn't tell us there's a password that you have to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
in order
So-
for it to work.
Normally, we do our captions through PubNub. If you've tuned in for any of our streams the last week or so, you've seen that we've had some issues. PubNub rolled out an update. We're still trying to figure out how it works. And I've done as much as we can on our end. Obviously, some of ours are working, some of ours aren't. We're trying to figure out why. But if you are somebody who relies on those, we deeply apologize. Hopefully, we will get that sorted out soon, so you don't have to miss out on anything going on.
I am going to keep my polite mouth shut and just say, I'm working on it.
Yes, yeah. Everyone is trying their hardest, especially Van, to get this working, and appreciate those efforts. But unfortunately, there's only so much we can do. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Okay. Recap. Previously on Hearts of Snow. Recap.
Title card.
We had a bit more downtime. You had finished your last job, and we had a lot of scenes between both members of the group and outside of the group. Glass went to the Bellwether Crematorium, the headquarters of the Spirit Wardens, to have a meeting with with one of the wardens, presumably some sort of official leader. They gave the same name of Bakaros, who you've seen used by a few wardens at this point. It seems to be the only out-facing, public interfacing name that they use for a very secretive organization. Glass was presented with a job opportunity, essentially being recruited as a prominent whisper to join the Spirit Wardens to help them in their struggle against the spectral influences of Dustfall. Glass, of course, would have to keep this of utmost secrecy, something that Glass
Is great at.
is good at. Okay, we're gonna go with that. And was essentially offered this opportunity, but given time to think on it, Glass kind of tentatively accepting during the meeting. While that was going on, Salome, having returned from her meeting with the Forgotten Gods and presenting some of that to the group, Grackle and Fume had a bit of a discussion, a conversation, bit of a come to Jesus moment, where Grackle overheard the young, newly revivified Nala referring to Fume as Dr. Faust, realizing, finally putting the connections, everything kind of clicking into place. Was obviously began to apologize for having killed presumably Fume's relative, at which point Fume revealed no, he actually is Dr. Bertrand Faust, OG, and survived somehow Grackle's assassination attempt, and is in the hole designed for his dead little brother.
What kind of degree is an OG?
I can't think of anything funny. I'll get
Organic
back to you on
gastronomy.
that. But yeah, you had a bit of tension. Grackle then becoming irate at Fume. All of you joining the Unity circle, Unity room. What did we call it again?
I think it was the Unity Circle.
It was the Unity Circle.
Yeah.
Unity circle.
The get along couch.
They
The
get
get-along
on
couch.
couch.
Yeah.
They have to hold hands
The
until they're not
Unity
fighting
Circle was implemented for the first time on stream, though probably not the first time for our characters, in which everybody sort of revealed some backstory, revealing bits about their own past that they've kept secret, and divulging some of the recent developments, most foremost the situation between Grackle and Fume. I think we got into some of Grackle's relationship with the Baron, talking about being a member of the Craft family, or being related to the Craft family, and then Salome talking about her history with the supernatural, coming from Tychros and having sacrificed some of her memories in order to make the crossing to Duskfall to some sort of entity, which we have now presumably revealed to be the Thousand Faces. All of that happened, and then we started a new job. You decided you wanted to knock out a couple of birds with one stone. Decided to enlist, or at least offer your services to the ink rigs, presumably Mr. Fabian Pierce, who you offered to do some work for, to help build your relationship with the ink rigs. Mr. Pierce, being a man that won't pass up an opportunity to get the latest scoop on the hottest gossip in Dustfall, enlisted your help to learn more about what was on everyone's minds the last few months, which is the newly developed department, Dustfall's Institute of Sparkcraft, and the new ministry division overseeing its development, led by one Lord John Meriden, otherwise known as the Baron. I wanted you to dig up some information on the Baron, and so you could use that to sell more papers. You agreed, it kind of aligning with your own interests, and began to do we did a little bit of kind of information gathering. You decided between two targets, whether it was going to be the city council building in Charter Hall, or the foundry in Night Market. Between the two locations, decided that Charter Hall would be a bit more beneficial to y'all, as it is your hunting grounds and maybe a little bit less secure, and took that on as your task. And as we were getting ready to start your score, we rolled our engagement roll, which was a big old failure, which means we're going to start us off in a desperate situation. The night air clings to the four of you, cold and damp as water droplets, a rain coming down in Dustfall, in that more of a mist than a rain, sticking to your clothes, feeling it seeping through to your skin underneath, as the four of you quickly skulk your way down Charter Hall streets, avoiding blue coat patrols, towards the city council or city hall building. I believe all of you did everyone take a light load or everyone did a medium load for this one?
Light.
I'm normal.
Normal.
Yeah, I think I might be normal. I gotta double check.
So some of you more kitted out with your equipment, kind of rattling behind you. Some of you a little more light on your feet as you skulk towards the building, already having noted the best form of ingress, a ground level window on the eastern side of the building. You've noted on a couple of locations during your initial stakeout of the building that the councilman that works out of this office, or the council clerk that works out of this office, tends to pop it open during the day for a quick smoke break. You've seen it unlocked on a few locations and identify this as your easiest means of ingress. Quickly, the four of you skulk towards this window, feeling the give of the latching mechanism not taking, as you're able to slide the windows open, and the four of you climb inside. The rain and the sounds of the city immediately cutting off as you close the window behind you. Just the low, very room tone of this office. Neatly adorned, very simple for a low-level clerk in the building. You know that this door actually opens out into the main chambers. This clerk works intake for many of the citizenry coming in to make petitions to the council. And there are stacks of papers across the desk from petitions that have been filed throughout the day, carrying over into the work tomorrow. As the four of you quietly stand within this room, actually, I'm going to go ahead and change my music here. As the four of you quietly wait in this room, one of you moves towards the door, who's kind of taking point on your B&E here.
Sneaky sneakies to the front.
Yeah, I'm real sneaky.
Okay. Glass,
I'll
you
go.
push to the front, moving to the door. You quietly turn the handle until the lock disengages, and open it quietly. As you peer out, you see an empty, like, atrium. This front area for petitioners and citizens coming to make filings with the city council. Large marble floor, or a clean marble floor stretching out in every direction, up to the stairs, and the reception desks kind of off to your left. Immediately, though, something's wrong, and you catch something out of the ordinary as, to your right, the entrance into the building, you look and you see the front door is open. It looks like you can see the wood on around the lock there is cracked. It looks like it was forced open like a pry bar. And as you scan around the room, immediately catching that and hearing the sound of rain outside, you look and you see at the base of the stairs, kind of hugging up against a wall, you see four figures that are cloaked and enshrouded in the darkness, but seem to be peering anxiously up the front. You hear one of them like, shh, quiet, 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 as you hear up above on the second floor where the staircase leads up to, and looking out over the reception area, you hear the sound of a hull approaches, and then a as it scans a low light across the bottom floor, and then disengages, turns, and moves back the other way, and you see these four burglars begin to skulk up the stairs. And you realize you're not the only people robbing this place tonight.
Stop.
One thing I'll go ahead and say, so the mechanic for this heist is there is an alarm clock. I didn't think about those words before I said there is an alarm. There's a clock for an alarm that we're going to be using. This is going to be a push-pull clock where y'all can take actions to reduce the alarm level, and failing increases the alarm level, so you want to keep it low. We're starting you all out with 4 out of 6 ticks on it, based on our current situation.
Yippee!
I immediately throw up a hand.
Stop.
We have a problem.
What's the problem?
Someone beat us here to rob this place. Look, I'm gonna point at the top of the stairs.
Oh.
I'm also going to do one other thing too, Glass, as you're looking and you see these figures move a little bit more into the light. You see 3 of them are wearing kind of some like gray or off like kind of faded black cloaks like wrapped around them. You can see some of them carrying like burglar equipment kind of packs like the same that you have, that some of you have on you. The one in the front is also cloaked, but it looks a little bit like finer, like nicer material. It doesn't look like as faded and patchy as the others. And you see the colors of it. This cloak that they have over them is like of a deep maroon, actually more of like a crimson, with some like it looks like maybe like a scarf or something, like a fine scarf of like a maroon or like a crimson and gold pattern. And you recognize, you see it, I think, again, without like needing to roll or anything for it, you see it and you realize like it almost looks like the same color as some of the vestments are for the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh. You see it's like a very similar color to those. And as you see this figure kind of moving at the head of the group, pushing up to the top of the stairs, you also feel like a chill run up your spine. And you hear, like, whispering in your ear, a voice that says, "That one."
We're going to have to do something about them.
What's the play then? Do we take them out? Do we avoid them? Do we cause a little chaos?
I don't care about the other 3, but the one in red is mine.
Duly noted.
I say, remembering only Salome knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
Salome takes a second, absorbs that, and goes, "Oh. All right. So perhaps we take care of them then. Quietly."
I think they're from the church.
What's the ecstasy of the flesh doing in here?
They're not
Burglaring.
exactly pleased with what's going on, I would imagine, so they are probably taking things into their own hands.
Or sabotage. Maybe a little bit.
Or... Oh, no. They can't possibly.
What?
It's Charter Hall, the ministry, where the Baron has all of his information, and what is the ecstasy of the flesh all about? Not fucking that. Maybe they're here to dig up dirt as well.
Well, we're wasting time.
Right. Fume reaches into his coat, and you can see that there's like a pistol handle there. But he like reaches over to a vial that's containing like some knockout liquid.
Was just going to ask.
Oh, this is a bubble gun.
So, what is the action that y'all would like to take? This crew, this thieving crew, is moving up these steps towards the path of where the hull automaton is patrolling on the second floor. It's also the direction that the 4 of you eventually need to make it up to.
The alarm is pretty close to being raised. We need to start. We're starting on the back foot here. We need to do some defensive action here. The rival crew is coming up the stairs towards the hull, right?
Yeah, they're essentially moving away from you up the stairs towards like where that hull is patrolling up there.
Do they just not know it's there?
No,
like,
they seem to be trying to they seem to be avoiding it, but it looks like they are, based on what you're seeing, they were waiting for the moment where its path is taking it back the other direction to maybe try, you can guess, probably trying to sneak around it. But whether they'll be successful, you don't know.
Can I just go on like watch here and interfere if that doesn't go well for them.
Okay.
I can go on babysitting duty while the sneakier types get what we need.
Yeah, what I'll say here is that you don't, unless you move to the top, unless you skulk to the top of the stairs, you won't have a great vantage point for where they're going because they kind of disappear over the lip of the second floor balcony, and are beginning to move out of sight.
What about my birds?
Oh yeah, you could send some grackles up there.
Birds.
Oh
do
yeah,
wanna-
you say as if you forgot they were a thing.
Yeah. If you want to command your grackles to go up there and scout for you, I'll have you make a roll for that.
Okay. Either a grackle roll or a command roll, which is at this
One-
point is the same thing.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. It's however you want to flavor it.
I'll do a command.
Okay. I will call this a. This is a desperate. So, yes, we'll call this desperate standard. And yeah, we'll go and roll with that.
Oh, if it's as scary as all that, I think I'll push myself.
Okay.
I could use one of my freebie helps, considering
use
the
an
position
assist
we're
instead?
in. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just give you one of my foresights, so I'll assist.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Yo.
It's a
Ooh,
6.
6.
Okay. You are able to you send a couple of grackles to begin to fly up towards the
I think I just
rafters.
assist by giving Kashmir a very strict talking to before
pep talk. Yeah.
before
Yeah,
she
yeah,
flies
yeah.
off.
Perfect. So you are you send them out to keep an eye out on what's going on. What I'm going to say for this is this seems like more of a setup action than it is actually like affecting the clock. So that's what I'm going to treat it as here. So rather than this necessarily having an immediate effect on your current situation, we'll say this is you're setting yourself up for an additional die to capitalize on this. So if somebody is able to, so you're able to utilize the grackles to maybe take control of the situation or interfere in the situation, doing something. You can take advantage of that bonus.
Val, to my knowledge about the hull patrolling, is it timing based, or if it senses its power, like battery level gets too low, it'll retreat back to the elevator that swaps the hulls?
Yeah, so you know that they're on a cycle where when one hull runs out of power, another one will come to take its place. You've only ever seen that done under the supervision of a like a guard or a blue coat that is like a security guard for the city council. Usually like one will come out with another hull, they'll swap them out, and then they'll take the one that is running out of charge back to the
So would I be under the assumption if it headed to that door, it would have to wait there indefinitely until someone would swap it out?
Interesting. So like if nobody came to like relieve it when it was beginning to run out of power, like would it just stay there?
Yeah, essentially. Because what I wanted to do was to use Wreck to make the hull think that it had lower battery than it actually has.
Interesting. So maybe trying to get it to enter some kind of standby mode where it won't where it'll like wait for it to be like changed out or something.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something you could do. Yeah, if you're like because you don't imagine if there is because it's not like, we're not dealing with a level of technology where it's like they have like a switchboard and it shows like, oh, this one's running low. It's mostly done like on a time-based thing. It's like this is about the time that the hole will be running low, and so we're coming back out. So it's happening on like pretty regular intervals. So
And then when somebody comes in, they'll just see the hole standing there, like, oh yeah, that's supposed to happen. Because
yeah,
it's running out of battery.
yeah. Yeah, I will say if you have an idea. So what do you do? Well, first off, you're not within line of sight of the hole anymore because it's moved back the other way. So if y'all want to get yourself into a vantage point where you are more able to like interact and do more with what the situation that's transpiring upstairs, you will have to move up there.
Okay. I'll relay the plan to everyone. Like, I could try to do this if it's a good idea.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
All right. I'm gonna use 2-load to get my playbook item Fine Wrecking Tools.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to get into position to be able to do this, I'm gonna need some rolls for whoever is gonna try to sneak upstairs to interfere with this.
It's a good thing I've got a little bit of prowl.
You want my help?
Well, so the question is if y'all are gonna move as a group and try to do like a group action,
Or we do
if you were,
splitsies.
or if y'all are gonna break off into separate groups and do different things.
Would upstairs be a good place to look out for the other crew, or have they moved?
They've moved
they're
upstairs. That's where
upstairs.
they're at right now. All the action is upstairs currently.
Okay.
Let's just do it as a group, yeah.
Okay.
I am happy to lead it because I have the least amount of stress and I can replenish my stress, which you all can't yet. So.
Oh damn.
Love it. I love it.
Okay, so
There we go.
Salome is going to lead this check. I'm getting up my sheet for.
So we can still take the highest roll as the group roll, but any failures I take stress for.
Yes.
Hmm.
Where's my?
Is it stress on the die or just overall failures?
I think you have to fail the
Oh.
roll.
I take stress on a 1, 2, or 3.
Okay, cool.
So for each of you, if all 3 of you failed, I would take 3 stress.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
That's a good Yep.
yeah, each team member makes an action roll, counting the best result, and then Salome will take 1 stress for every 1 to 3 result.
Real nice if we had that one thing. It would be Desperate Standard.
Yeah, we're gonna call this desperate. So
XP.
everyone gets an XP for it. So desperate standard effect. I will say one other thing too before y'all roll. Is there is a setup action that is on the board with the Grackles. So anyone who falls through on that setup effect gains +1 level or an improved position on their roll.
But
we can
choose
wait
before you see the roll.
You do have to choose before you see the roll.
If that desperate action leveled up my prowess, can I take my tick now, or do I need to wait till the end of the session?
You will have. You can't do it on this roll, but you can go ahead and do it now. Yeah.
Do it now. Okay, cool.
And away we go.
Away we go. I think I'm gonna hold off on using the birds.
Okay.
Well, I take a stress for myself.
I got a 4.
I got a 6.
Hey, we'll take that.
Yep, and Grackle just
desperate,
needs to
right?
roll.
Ooh, I got a failure.
So I'll take 2 stress.
That's okay.
Salome
Should have
takes
used the birds.
That's
2
alright.
stress, but the best result was a 6.
Yeah.
So it is a full success. The 4 of you moving silently, following the closer banister, the closer set of stairs, you circle up to the second floor. as you reach like just like the last few steps, enough that you're able to peek over the top of the stairs, you see this this crew is moving. There's kind of like a long like corridor here, that, and I say corridor, it's more of a like a second atrium. There are it's probably about like 40 feet across and maybe like 100 feet down. As this hull is making its way to the other side, you can see this crew is kind of like moving behind, like sticking to the walls, moving behind where the hull is moving. And yeah, you have a pretty good vantage point. The hull is facing the other way currently, but it's got about like 30 feet more to go until it hits the doors on the other side, where it's going to pivot and start coming back the other way. And this crew is between you and the hull, probably about like 20 feet behind where the hull is currently walking.
Fume puts on a mask.
So Fume, what is your approach here? How are you trying to do this?
Essentially, what Fume has is underneath his clothes there is a harness rigging, and it's strapped to like a power supply. He pulls out what looks like a tome with these heavy cables leading into the harness. He pops it open, and there's a crackle of electricity, and then he snaps it shut. It's like an EMP in book form.
Okay. So you're going to try to rush up to the hole itself while its back is turned and
slide the book under it and then try to interfere with it.
Okay.
That way.
That will put you in line of sight for this crew. Like there's no way they won't notice you do this if you rush, because you'll have to rush past them to go that direction. So
we could spin this.
I could
do it.
Run up and just say keep quiet and then slide it to underneath the hull.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure it was aware. Like, this is definitely something you can do. They probably won't like react immediately and stuff. Like, they're very on edge right now. So it's something you can do, but just want to make it clear that this will
alert them to our presence.
Yeah, they will. There's no way for them not to know that you were there at that point.
We're criminals. They're criminals. Honor among thieves. Hopefully.
Okay.
What are they gonna
We'll
do?
see.
Turn us in?
That's fair. So we're gonna call this desperate again. I'm going to say your effect level. Under you have wrecking tools. What's the like tag, or what is the description for fine wrecking tools?
Un momento por favor. Underneath my fine wrecking tools, a specialized set of tools for sabotage and destruction: a small, powerful drill, a mallet and steel spike, a pry bar, an plasmic battery, clamps, wire, vial of acid, a spark torch, cutter, and fuel tank to load.
So what I will say here is, because you have something like specifically designed for this, I will say instead of being limited effect, I will put it at standard effect.
Okay.
If you're not with a standard effect, this thing probably won't fully put it out of commission. If you want to go ahead and use the Grackles here to increase your effect level, we can move that to a great effect, saying that like because of their like you're able to get into a better position with the Grackles like cawing or something, or maybe they distract it or something.
The
like that.
whole like it has the screen like threats detected, threats detected, threats
Yeah,
detected.
like at the last second that like you can coordinate this with the Grackles like kind of interfering and distracting it for a moment, which gives you the perfect moment to make this hit home even better. So
Take it.
Let's go
Do
for it.
okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Then that is now off the board. Setup action taking effect. So we'll move that to great effect. Go ahead and are you pushing yourself or anything?
I will actually push myself on this.
Okay. And anyone can assist too if they want to.
I'll assist.
Okay. There's only one stress to assist.
Yep.
God, that's so many dice.
Come on.
Yep. It better be
Easy.
good.
Easy.
Here we go.
Easy game.
6, a success.
Okay. I was gonna laugh if like it was just like all one.
Ones across the board.
So
Fume
mad.
dies.
I failed.
His proton pack explodes.
So, with a great effect, and we're kind of going to go into a bit of bullet time if there's anything anybody wants to do immediately, or if y'all want to play out and see what the reaction is. All of you are still hidden. You stay in position while Fume, I want you to describe to me a bit of like how Fume, because we haven't seen Fume get into like real like action hero kind of shit yet. Like, how does Fume handle himself here?
Surprisingly spry. You see Fume duck out of the shadows, pulling that book EMP out. He hops like the corner banister to get across and runs past the place where the exalted the priest people are hiding. Says to them,
The church people.
the church people, he says, keep low and stay quiet, slides on the ground and like plops the book into like the bottom of the hull, stands in front of him, waves, and then pushes a detonator, and it just spark eruption.
Yeah, you see when this happens, the whole as Fume kind of slides in, you see the whole, like, as the grackles like fly down, it kind of like beginning to, like, you see its arms kind of like extend outwards about a foot to either side, as like the shoulder joints kind of like extend outwards, and it like is preparing itself, suddenly like shifting gears. But before it's able to interact, Fume, you slide in, place the charge down, stand up and like popping up in front of it, like you just slid into second base. You hit the button, and there's like a as the electricity surges through it. You see the whole kind of and it goes catatonic.
Fume tugs on the wire twice, and it basically, like a tape measure, slides back into his cloak. Yeah.
Immediately when this happens, or like a couple seconds, there's like a few moments of pause where the four other burglars like haven't quite reacted yet. Are the three of you staying hidden, or are you making yourselves known?
Question.
Yes.
How much do I know about the church? And if I need to turn this into a very unlikely flashback, but how much would I know about the church to use my new fun charm and turn myself into a member of the church-going public?
Interesting. So you're wanting to disguise yourself as like a church official?
Not an official. Someone that attends the church.
Okay.
Would we at least be able to know of someone that is a member of the church?
Well, here's what I'll tell you. I'll say you probably know lots of people that are members of the church. This is the
Excellent.
this is the this is the closest thing to a state religion for Dustfall.
Okay.
So there are thousands of people that in Dustfall that regularly attend service
Someone
at
rich.
the church.
Someone rich that goes to the church. Would I
Okay.
know someone like that? Probably someone that goes to the jewelry box, quite
Well,
honestly.
like, how rich are you talking here? Like somebody who's like very well known, or because what I'll tell you here is this: I will make a fortune roll to see whether they would know who you are. Whether anyone in this group know who you are, because you have no idea if these people are from Silkshore or if they're from like a different parish of the church, like where they're coming from. The more famous person you choose, like the more prominent person you choose, if you're not going with like an official of the church, just like a member, it'll make it more likely that they might know who you are. But also the risk of that is going to be greater because you're a more well-known person. So I'll kind of leave that in your discretion. As far as like whether you would know somebody, of course you would. Like, I mean, everybody would know. Like, it's kind of like if you are somebody that influential and important, and you're a member of the church, like you're gonna be public about it. So
Someone, not someone that is like a clergy for the church, but someone rich and influential that is publicly a member of the church.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for.
Rich and influential.
The Baron. No.
The Baron.
Not as far as you know a member.
Lord Skurlock. No, that's throwing him on the bus. Don't do that.
Yeah, if you are, well, what I'll say is like there are like lords that are members of it too. That would be like the most influential you can think of, but again, that's gonna be the most risky. That'd be at the same level of saying you're like impersonating
Archbishop. Yeah, no.
yeah,
no.
yeah. But if you want to say somebody who is like of the like newly rich kind of dustfall like merchant elite kind of person,
Yes.
Yeah, I'll you can go with that. I don't have a name. I would just be making up a name, so I'll say you can just make up a name for whoever you
Lord
want.
Jimothy.
Yeah.
No.
He has to be in every game.
So yes, you can do that. I will say if that is the case, we will go with. I'll roll 3 dice for that.
Okay.
All right. Make success. Okay. So you touch the talisman, take on this form. What does this person look like? Who are they?
We're gonna go with Lady Regina.
Probably not a lady. If we're going like
George.
nobility,
Oh,
that
okay.
would be different. But
Got it.
Lord George Regina.
Yes, Lord George Regina. Regina, if you live in Chicago. So
I don't think you could say that on stream.
so again,
remind me
not
to
noble,
tell
so
you
not a,
my
not a lord or not
my
a lord or a
Chicago
lady.
street joke at break, not on stream.
Okay.
So not a lord or lady, but somebody like somebody. Like, so you're gonna go
Master
with-
George Regina.
Okay. 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 What do you do?
Your Excellency.
So you step out and move towards this group as they are beginning to recover, and you can see the 3 cloaked figures are very quick to like reach and pull out weapons as soon as they see Fume, and like beginning to like move in on him. That figure in the front with the cowl, the some sort of vestments, and wearing the red. Kind of like hanging back a bit, you move in and say that, and they wheel around on you, eyes wide, as you appear behind them, and you see a younger man. I'd say maybe like early 30s, very kind of like dark hair, closely cut. You can see just like a little bit under the cowl. You can see has some of like more of like the ritual like tattoos of some of the church preceptors on their face that you can see, and gray eyes, and as they look back at you like stunned for a moment, this the other like group kind of now like split up, like having like 2 focuses, and they're kind of like turning and looking. This preceptor says, "What's going on here?"
Is that truly something you'd like to discuss while we are both in a building we all know we should not be in?
You can see they clock and seem to, and they like immediately after the initial stun. Right, what did you say your last name was again?
We'll say Regina, because I shouldn't keep saying something that Captioner is going to misinterpret on stream. Regina.
Lord Regina, or Mr. Regina.
Master Regina.
Master Regina. You can see, what did you say your first name was again?
George.
They turn, saving the mixed success. They turn, look at you, and they say, George, you're not supposed to be here.
Your Excellency, I do not believe you should be either, given the grave danger of such. Just points to the robot in the room.
What on earth do you mean? This was discussed during the last meeting.
Saving face. I did not believe that you yourself would be coming.
Who's this one? Gesturing back towards Fume.
A associate of a friend who seemed like they might have the appropriate skills to assist in such an endeavor.
Can Fume look over to Georgia May and have like a pocket watch out, looks at the pocket watch, points to it, points to the hole, and then points down the hallway?
Your Excellency, we do not have much time. This may not stay stagnant for very long.
This is much more dangerous with you being here. We have it in hand.
Given that that thing was very closely on your tail, forgive me, but I am glad that we were here.
You see like one of the other like scoundrels that's with them kind of like pushes forward and says, right, and how are we supposed to explain that, how this is things on the fritz? We were fine getting past it until this one runs up and blows the fucking thing up. Now someone's gonna know something's up.
It's not blown up, Your Excellency. I can assure you it will think that it is going into its sleep mode for a moment.
You can see the preceptor looks down to the one of the scoundrels here and who kind of checks the pocket watch and then like looks back and forth and says, listen, we didn't know there'd be more company here. We can get you in and out, but we can't deal with this many people. We've got to get going right now.
We will not require your aid to get in or out. We just wish to lend our assistance. Yes, please. Time is of the essence.
I'm going to go ahead and have you make a roll here, too.
Sway?
Yeah, I think sway is going to be
or consort.
I'm actually... you know what? I think either one of those I could justify.
Okay.
So it's up to you.
I'll use consort.
Because you disabled the... I am going to give y'all one tick down on the alarm raised because you disabled the hole.
God, you know what would have been super funny and really chaotic?
What?
Could have said, it's a setup, you dumbass. They're setting you up. Why would they send you?
Maybe we can weave it in there. All right. Ooh, there's a 6. There's a 6 in there. Yes, there's 1 6.
Okay.
6, 3, 2, 1.
All right. With a 6, you can see like the preceptor is looking very. This whole situation is just weird. Like it clearly has some sort of knowledge, like it seems to know you personally, or have some dealings with you personally, and it seems very thrown with why you might be here. on top of everything else going on. But with the urging of time and stuff, you can see those suspicions are kind of pushed aside, and as like a I'll deal with that later kind of situation. And you can see just sighs, says, "All right, let's keep going." Looks at the others, and the burglar says, "Right, oh, come on, everyone. I guess we're going on a field trip." And takes one last look at the hull as it continues to kind of like twitch a little bit, and the begins to skulk off down the hall.
To clarify here, both Grackle and Glass still unseen. Just us two.
They did not reveal themselves, and y'all rolled.
Beautiful.
Y'all were doing well. So, pivoting back to Grackle and Glass, the two of you could see this exchange happen from a distance and probably pick up a little bit of the conversation.
You also saw Salome become a different person.
Yeah.
None of you have seen that yet. Just saying.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
No, not at all.
Well, that's new.
Oh, and mark off a load for that since you used it. I don't know if you.
Thank
if you
you.
did that.
What, you didn't do that?
The face? No.
Hmm.
I wish.
Weird.
Anyway, you staying? Well, because I'm going
I-
to skulk off and get into trouble.
That sounds like you.
At least I've told you ahead of time. Would you like to come with me?
Seems
Oh.
like they've got this handled.
All right. Let's see if we can find another route around here.
We go sneaking.
All
We
right.
go creeping around.
So, the two of you are also trying to go back to like where the Baron's offices are, but taking a different route.
Yeah, and if it looks like I don't think Glass would stick around to like try to listen to bits and pieces of the whole conversation. Like if I'm just getting bits and it looks like they're handling it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going like, hey, let's fucking go, dude.
Like our normal modus operandi is that like the talky faces do talky face things, and then the sneaking people go sneak around. Like, yeah,
Okay.
it's ultimately a distraction when it comes down to it.
Okay. You did. I think we established last time that Fume was able to create some sort of like blueprints for the building too. So y'all are a little. There are some questionable areas, like places that you're not quite sure how it's laid out, but you have a general like outline of like the building's layout.
You have
And
at
I
least
think-
the outer hull of the building.
Yeah, well, and I think you have a good reason to believe that there must be a stairwell or something in the back of the building, something, because you've seen these clerks at the reception area. They don't come out and go upstairs or on like the main staircases, so there's probably some sort of like access stairs or something in like somewhere behind their through their offices.
Gotcha.
That go up to like the courtrooms and to the other offices on the second floor. So with that knowledge, you could go back downstairs and go that way, and potentially like come around a different direction.
Say, let's do it while we got the time.
We do that.
Okay, so the two of you skulk back down the steps. There are it's easy enough. There are some locked doors that lead into the like behind the desks here, but there's also the windows, and you can just crawl over the desks and into the back area, no problem. There aren't like big glass like security partitions or anything. So yeah, climbing over the desks and heading back. There's like in, I'm trying to think, like 1920s like clerks offices where they just have like hundreds of like those single sitting desks like all in kind of a line, where with like the basic materials like a typewriter or something. Like there's basically like a couple dozen of those back here for people like transcribing court documents and other paperwork, stacks like inbound, outbound paperwork. There's filing all throughout the back here. And it's kind of a large room that covers probably most of the floor, like underneath the top area.
Do they also have the pneumatic tubes
Yeah.
to send
yeah.
messages? Yes.
They do. We saw them last time. Freaking Bartholomew had one.
Love that
Had some.
aesthetic. I fucking love it.
Yeah. They also have devices like that for filing. There's probably like a whole like mail room area too in the basement of the building as well. So you
I'm sorry. Can you tell me the actual name, please? Because I said Bartholomew, and now it's not going away.
Oh, Baccaros.
Yeah. Thank you. Jesus.
So you skulk back here. There are some doors leading out the back, and kind of following the general direction, the two of you head through those doors and into a short hallway, which kind of T-junctions with a longer hallway, and it's like very narrow and kind of cramped down here. There are like a couple of administrative offices down this way, but it's all like interior of the building. This is like probably lower level clerical work here. Supervisors or managers for this floor, not people that even warrant having a window facing an exterior facing office. So you begin to skulk down this hall, and you freeze as you get like halfway down this hall, and you see as you come around a corner, some light coming from a room about halfway down this hall.
As in, there's probably someone here.
Probably.
All fire and born.
Just checking.
Just checking.
This place is quite busy for it being the middle of the night.
People need better work-life balance.
Apparently.
As you see some light, it seems like there's a door that's like cracked open. There's a bit of light coming out of it. You hear some like pages turning in there, like there's something, somebody who's like working or doing something in there, and then you also begin to hear footsteps coming from like the other end of the hall down. The two of you can kind of retreat into like an office if you want to get out of line of sight or immediate line of sight, which I assume you would like to do.
Yeah, I think just duck into the nearest open one.
Yeah, and you hear footsteps and a kind of like a knock at the door, like it's like a couple of offices down, and you can just like kind of peer out to see a like a security blue coat security knocks on the door, and you just begin to hear like it kind of muffled through the wall and says, "Hey, you still here?" And then you hear the other one say, "Yeah, I'm just trying to finish filing some of these paperwork." You see the blue coat says, "Well, it's getting late. Sure you shouldn't be heading back. I'm sure Moth is wondering where you're at." And you hear the man inside says, Right, she'll give me help for it later, but I really need to get this filed before the beginning of the day tomorrow, otherwise Judge Octavian will be all over me about it, so or Chancellor Octavian will be all over me about it. And they just begin to have some like casual conversation you see in the door there.
You had to tell us he has a family.
Just walk in there and go to her. What? She still loves you. Go to her. That night near the eel farm, she still remembers. Go.
So, you begin to hear them like having some casual conversation. Are you going to wait it out, or is there something you'd like to do?
We don't have time for this.
No, we certainly don't. I could scare them off, but that seems like sort of a nuclear option. Nuclear power isn't a thing, so I don't know what I'm referencing, but it seems like the dangerous option.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep things quiet here. Can Grackle go, like, check the window and see if there's a way to, like, open it?
Interior room, no windows.
No window.
Damn it. Could dishonor this and go outside across the...
Yeah, I was absolutely thinking
Windows.
that. Just like...
What
let's
about
just
the
go
other side of the
outside.
hall? Is it also interior?
Yeah, this
Damn it.
level doesn't seem to have any. Or this is kind of like you're like at the back of the building essentially, in a long hallway that kind of crosses the back of the building with all of these offices. No windows back here because it like abuts other buildings.
I have a question. The Grackles, are they trained in any sort of mimicry, perhaps?
They're not that kind of bird.
Thought I'd ask. All right, good old-fashioned distraction it is then.
Sentence could have ended anyway. Were they trained in...
Guns?
Guns? What knives?
What if you
Modern
tied
dances?
interpretive dances?
ventriloquism?
What's in this? Okay.
And the modern languages.
Reversible
But
cloak.
What if you tied the firearm between them using some twine?
The guy is a blue coat, yes?
Yeah, it seems like one of the blue coats who guards the place, probably on some sort of night shift, and is standing in the doorway, having a conversation with some sort of clerk who is inside the office.
All right. Wait for me here. I'm going to spend a load to have my subterfuge supplies,
Uh-huh.
in which I have many things. The most important being a reversible cloak, a distinctive hat, and a forged badge of office.
Oh my god.
Okay, you're gonna disguise
We're going to do the
yourself as
same
another
thing.
It's another security guard.
Yeah, I'm going to go blue coat. Blue coat and hat. Little badge.
Okay.
How do I look?
Going to the staff room for some coffee, do you want?
Like, I want to punch you. So good.
It's working. Thank you. I'll be right back. Wait, did we hear that guy's name at all? We just heard Martha. We didn't hear either of them
Yeah, you
say their
didn't hear
names.
any names. Yeah.
That's fine. First day on the job. Obviously, I'm a little nervous. Got stuck with the night shift. That's the new guy. That'll work. What's my name?
Pete.
Pete. Love it. Thank you.
All right.
And I will come out of the office quietly,
Uh-huh.
shut the door, kind of back up down to the end of the hall, and then start walking, or you can hear my like boots click on the floor.
Okay. As you start doing that, you see this this blue coat who's like in the middle of a conversation, like basically like, did you catch a game last night and stuff, and then stops as he hears the footsteps and looks down the hall in your direction. You see kind of squinting through the darkness.
I wave.
He kind of like gestures back and says, "Hold on a second," and moves out of the door, kind of like approaching you, sizing you up, and says, "I'm sorry.
Hey,
Who are you?"
there you are. Man, there are a lot of stairs in this place. Oh, hi. I'm being rude. I stick out a hand for a handshake. I'm Pete. New to this assignment. Obviously, drew the night shift first week on the job. Feels a little like hazing, but I'm okay with it. I'm here to relieve you. I know it's a little early, but they want me to really get my feet on the ground.
Pete, you said.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. wasn't aware there was somebody who'd be relieving me from my post. I thought I was here all night.
Well, I was supposed to be here to get you in the morning, but they swapped some things around to the last minute. Again, I think it's a little bit of like new guy hazing going on, but that's okay. Hey, I'm a good sport. I can handle it.
Go and roll for me.
What?
Props.
But
Swag?
the badge
I have
and
a
the
badge.
cloak.
And a hat.
Yeah, I'll give you, because you spent the load to do this.
An extra?
Well, here's the thing. The load is what is giving you the ability to do this in the first place.
I mean, not really. I could have just lied.
And the winning smile.
Brand
Just a
new.
nice dude.
They
The
haven't
winning
even.
smile's got to count
They,
for something.
they haven't even issued me my uniform yet. See, that's a fucking easy lie to say.
I will give you +1 effect.
Will
Either.
work.
Okay. We're not going to call this desperate. I think we're out of the desperate situation right now. So we'll call this risky. We'll call this standard, which you can increase to great effect.
Okay. Yep, I'm just gonna do it. I have 3.
Okay.
Come on, Pete. Okay, that's a 5.
5.
The other 2 were 1s. Come on, Pete. Get it together.
Come on, Pete.
You.
But I can raise the effect.
We did that.
We did that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
So great effect.
I understand how to
but-
play this game.
but still a mixed success. So, here's what I'll say happens then. You hear, like, he just kind of sighs. Right then. Pete, I apologize if you're being jerked around by being here, but I really need money from this shift. You're new, right? This is your first time working security at City Hall?
Yeah, I've been behind a desk for a while.
Right.
Finally got the big promotion. Here I am at midnight.
Right. Well, I don't plan on clocking out because I don't want to lose my wages. But
Oh, I get it.
why don't you stick along with me and I'll show you around.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm sorry. What was your name?
Dave.
Dave.
Pete and Dave.
Dave. They say if you say somebody's name 5 times while you're looking at their face, you'll never forget it.
This is the spinoff, right? We're just gonna play Dave and
This is
Pete's
Pete and Dave.
adventures
Sex and adventure.
next season, right?
Yes.
It's integral to me that in this spin-off, Pete 100% is absolutely glass, but living a double life.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just Pete.
So he says, "Come on, follow me." And leads back to the
That's awesome,
to the
man.
office.
I really appreciate you.
It's all right. It's a tough job. Happy to see new faces, though. Recruitment being what it is.
Hey, that's the nicest thing anybody said to me since I started.
Well,
Now I'm just trying to make him feel bad for Pete.
oh, he does.
But
He,
the
he
coast
leads you
is
back
clear.
to the office that he was standing at, and kind of knocks on the door again, pushes open, says, "Bastion, I'm going to show Pete here around. Pete, this is Bastion, one of the clerks. You see like a really like kind of hairy man. He's got like thinning kind of hairline, but he's still like probably mid-30s. He looks like his probably what was a nicely kept appearance earlier in the day is like very disheveled at this point. As he's clearly
30
been
is the
working.
new 40 in Duskfall.
Yeah, he's clearly like been working probably like 18 hours at this point, and it's just sitting at the desk like transcribing some stuff, and he looks up with like bleary eyes, says, "Nice to meet you."
Hey, you as
and
well, man.
Says Dave says, "I'm gonna show Pete around here, and I'll come back to check on you in a bit. Hopefully you're gone by that point." And you see Bastion says, yeah, I'll be out of here soon. Thanks. I'll let you know when I'm ready to leave, and you can lock up behind me.
I say a
and-
little too loudly. Just so Grackle will know the person in this office is so definitely not a threat. Bastion. That Bastion? Yeah. Hey, man, I respect it. Clerking's a hard job.
He gives like a half smile and says, I appreciate that.
Hey,
Thank
they
you.
had me sitting behind a desk for quite a while, so I get it.
Well, I'm going to finish up here so I don't keep you having to wander around here too long. And Dave says, right, well, see you soon. Knocks on the door frame again and like closes it back and says, and turns to you and says, right, so I was currently working the patrol shift. We'll head down the corridor, make our way upstairs, do rounds up there. I'll introduce you to the rest of the security detail who's here on the night shift too.
Hey, sounds good. So about how many folks usually work in any given night?
He begins walking down, like, Grackle, you hear their voices retreating as they're heading
10
away
people! Can't believe that!
Wow.
from you. And he's like,
40 of you, huh?
And there's so you said there's 20 on the first floor and 10
Literally,
on the third?
that's literally what I'm doing. It's literally what I'm doing. Pete
Just checking.
He says-
is just checking.
he says, there are about, should be 8 of us on shift tonight.
All right.
Normally. But a few of them are technicians working the automatons that are on patrol. So,
Oh, yeah, I saw one of those things marching around earlier when I was coming upstairs. Scary stuff. Very cool.
yeah, it's brand new, actually. So, state of the art.
Ooh. There more than one or just one big guy?
We have 4 in the building right now.
Damn.
Right. 3 of them on patrol, 1 relief duty.
I bet they make better money than us, eh?
The man who made them sure does.
I
I
don't
love
believe that.
Pete. I
I
love Pete so
believe that.
much.
Well, you can thank Lord Meriden for that. Definitely makes our jobs a little more comfortable being here.
Oh, I bet it feels way safer in here anyway.
I wouldn't want to be somebody breaking in here and encountering one of those.
Oh God, no, that'd be a nightmare. I bet they just drop dead of a heart attack on the spot.
Be lucky if they did.
So, Dave, you got
so
any
he starts
wife,
leading you-
husband,
he
kids?
Starts leading
partner?
you down the hall, engaging in small talk while
Cat?
you ask about.
You got cats?
Anyone that knows you're here and I'll miss you?
I got a bird myself. Name's Grackle. I know that's the kind of bird, but I think it's
Pete's
kind
a
of funny.
bird guy. Yes.
Like when I was younger, my mom had this cat named Goose. It just really stuck with me.
Right, no pets here. But me and my wife expecting actually. So
Oh,
get on the
hey,
way.
good for you, man. Good for you.
They all gotta have families.
Let's
How's
keep
your
you
life
clocked
insurance
in.
policy?
Hey, let's keep you clocked in all night then, eh, Dave?
Exactly the reason why I need to be here. I need to make sure I have enough saved up.
Hey, my lips are sealed, good buddy.
So, right. Well, let's see if we can catch anybody else on patrol. And heads down
Sounds
the
good.
hall.
I'm having a much different experience than I thought I would be.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't
Go,
it?
Grackle, go!
So Grackle, you hear them moving away. What is Grackle gonna do?
How'd I wind up being primary skulk? God damn it. Sneaking.
So are
She's
you gonna
gonna-
continue on the track that that you were trying to get around to the Baron's office
Yep.
through a
Yep.
okay. You skulk around behind. Luckily, it's easy enough to get past Bastion's office. The door is like mostly closed. You just kind of like quietly tread past.
I'll make my way back around, don't worry.
Following in the footsteps
I'll lie and
of,
say I have to go to the bathroom.
of Pete and Dave. The other 2 of you,
This game
Sally
is
and
so
Fume.
dramatic. Full of drama. So dark. Much
Oh,
dark
yeah.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Salome and Fume, the 2 of you, while all of that is going on, head through a set of doors. Fume, you've seen these doors coming. You've seen these doors used before. Like, they don't go to the courtrooms. It's like one of the hallways, like between the courtrooms. That is for like the bailiffs and then other like officials that have offices on this floor.
Given our current movement path, can I make a study roll to try and guess where we're going?
Sure. Yeah. We'll say this is controlled. I'll say standard.
Control, standard, roll. Success.
Cool. Yeah, easy enough. You kind of like mentally pull up the blueprints that you made earlier, and you can see they move through these doors. The hallway actually cuts off kind of like at a V intersection to the left and the right. They head off to the right, following this hallway. There are a couple of places that they probably could be going, including like there's some of the like council chambers for the chambers for like the judges. But you also know that down this direction is where you believe the Baron's office to be.
Fume is going to pause in place and tug on Salome's sleeve, puts a finger up to his lips, and then like a hand by his ear. Just to pause the group a little bit.
The burglars so kind of like the position you're in right now is you've got the skulks that they're with. There are 3 in total. They're kind of at the front of the group. You're like with them or in front of them, and then you have the preceptor and Salome in the back. And yeah, they kind of stop, and that one that'd been talking before kind of moves up and says, is there a problem?
Timing's off.
What do you mean timing's off?
There should have been a guard here leaving down that hallway.
Well, lucky us then.
Fume's just gonna back up, like, it's getting a little too sketchy for him.
Listen, if this one's getting cold feet, you can bloody well leave now. We got a job to keep up.
Franklin, it's fine.
Shrug. He'll keep his head down.
Is there something you'd like to do? Like, are you trying to get them to...
I was trying to buy some time for Glass and Grackle to get back to us.
Okay. I will go ahead. I will let you go ahead and make a roll if you want to try to like sway them to see whether maybe this sunk in and maybe they decide to hesitate.
I have 1 dice in sway, baby. Here we go.
I can help you.
We'll say this is risky standard. And yeah, you can assist if you want.
I'll give you my second freebie.
Yum. Okay, here we go. Mixed.
Okay. So the burglar, the one that's talking, kind of stops for a second and just says, "Fucking hell." Right. Looks to the other and kind of nods to them and says, "You two, check it out. Make sure we don't have any surprises waiting for us around the corner." And the two of them nod while the rest of you stay back, and they start like skulking down the hall to keep an eye out. So it does kind of it holds you up a little bit, but they're not going to hold up for long.
Fume will nod his head to the skulk like, thank you, like...
Just gonna roll something real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
That's like you say, I'm gonna roll something real quick, like you're ever rolling anything other than a fortune roll.
Yeah.
Entanglements.
Let me just.
I'm gonna roll fortune real quick. That's a 5, so
sketchy.
mixed success. they reach the end of the hall and kind of peer down it and pause for a bit for winding back, and it says, "Boss, I don't see anyone there. I think we're clear." And the one that nods and says, "Right, let's keep going then." And the three of you, or the let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you, the 6 of you start skulking that in that direction, and you gather as they make a couple of turns past the stairwell, and or some stairs that seem to lead down to the lower level. You're definitely sure they're going to the Baron's office now. I'll say 2 is as you get Grackle, you were trying to get around ahead of them, correct?
Not necessarily. Like, heading towards the Baron's office, but like
Yeah.
if I have to go around them, I will.
Okay. Here's what I will say. Kind of happens there. The skulks reach the end of this hall where it actually ends at a set of like ornate like office doors. They move up to the one that moves up to the door, sort of test the handle a little bit. It's locked. Gives a nod, immediately drops down to begin working on picking the lock. When that happens, so they kind of spread out. 2 of them, the other 2 move towards the back, keep an eye out down the hall, while the I guess Fume, Salome, and the Preceptor are kind of like in the center of this.
Can Fume move off to the other end of the hall to peek around the corner, make sure no one's coming around that way?
Yeah, you can go to the end of the hall where that's kind of where they were posting up too.
Oh, I thought this was like a double hall. It's like a dead
No,
end.
essentially it's like you are at a dead end.
Okay.
It goes down, the hall extends about like 20 feet where it intersects, and there's like a cross junction here, where it's like straight ahead of you, a little bit like a shorter straightaway to the leftist direction you came from that goes back to like the judge's chamber, or like the back to the main atrium, and to the right about 30 feet until stairs going down. So they kind of post up here at the corners, like keeping an eye out down the main straightaway, keeping an eye on the stairs, and as they're keeping an eye on the stairs, what does Pete say? That echoes up the stairs in that direction. Having no idea they're listening up there. Just give me a sample of what Pete's yapping about now.
What would Pete be talking about? All right. What does he know about this fella? Because I am trying to like make it useful in case we're overheard.
Uh-huh.
Could you be talking about your previous jobs? Like, I worked on the hagfish farm for a while, and then that didn't really turn out. I saw somebody dumping bodies in there, and the mob got really angry at me for snitching, so I'm in protective custody now.
No, that's not helpful to anyone.
I shouldn't have told you that. Please forget that.
Oh, what would Pete be talking about?
Working as a blue coat.
So, how long you been, wearing the blue, as it were? I don't know when Pete got country, but he is now.
The two of you are kind of like heading. You've reached the end of this hall, and you're like reaching the base of the stairs. Where Dave says, "Oh, I've been with the Blue Coast for about 6 years now. I'm pretty quiet. I've gotten pretty lucky with my postings, thankfully."
Hey, good for you, man. Good for you. Tell you what, I can run up and down stairs, check the hallway for you if you want to go take a load off for a few minutes. You've been walking around all night.
So this conversation is happening while the two of you have like reached the bottom of the stairs, stopping for a moment. There's the stairs. It's like it's not just there's like a flight, a landing, and a flight that goes up to the second floor. There's,
Yeah,
like,
lots
higher.
of who built this place? A fitness instructor?
CrossFit.
Grackle,
Wait,
you were a
that's
little
what
bit
Pete says.
behind. You've been following them. Haven't really found a good way to get around them, so you're just like kind of trailing when they're at the stairs that you know you would have to go up to get to the office you're trying to get to. At the top of the stairs, Fume, you hear this conversation as well as the other two hear this at the same time, and they turn and like kind of like motion to be quiet back to the others. You can see the preceptor kind of getting quiet over with you, Salome. Like everyone kind of like freezes upstairs. The one that's working on the lock stops at that point too.
Can I use a stress for a flashback?
Yes, you can. Well, you tell me what the flashlight's going to be, and I'm going to tell you how much stress it's going to cost.
Okay. Essentially, right before they got caught, Fume had set up something by the pneumatic tubes where he sent a bunch of noisemakers through them to various parts of the building.
Interesting. Okay.
I was actually also going to say that Salome, like, when we're directed to be quiet, Salome would like to, as respectfully as possible, like, huddle toward the precepts to, like, get them into the shadows and pick their pocket.
Okay, so we got two things going on here. So we got the flashback first. So let's do the flashback. You want to say that you had dropped, so you have something in your equipment for this?
I can use
my
my gadget for my load.
Sure. Yeah, that works. To say that you had dropped off some noisemakers. I don't know if you ever got close enough to the tubes, but you could have dropped them like in the atrium and back like other parts like that you had gone through to get here. But because there isn't really a point during this job where you would have had a chance to do that. If you want to say you did it like during your scouting of this place and have them somehow rigged to go off.
I think it's a callback to when they initially did the God, what was it? The electroplasmic detector. He has remodified it so that he can essentially trigger remotely the noisemakers, Hitman style.
Got you. I will allow that. I will say two things. I would say it's going to cost you a stress. I'm also going to say it's going to raise the alarm by 1 level.
How are we looking, folks? Do you think we can work around with 2?
Yeah, I can dance with the devil.
The pale moonlight?
Do it.
Do
Follow
it.
your
Yep.
instincts.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay, I'll spend the stress.
All right. So at that moment, as you're standing at the base of the stairs,
Come on, good buddy. I got this. You know I do.
and you hear Dave say, it's like, right, probably should at least show you around before make sure you know which offices you should and shouldn't check on. I do appreciate the offer. At that moment, you can hear, what is the sound that it makes? Yeah.
In the halls of this silent building, you just hear alone, cuckoo, 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 cuckoo.
Is that normal?
Dave sort of stops, looks around, says, I don't know what that might be. Is that a clock?
Sound like bird.
How would a bird have gotten in here?
Yeah,
Looks
you
at all
wanna-
the growls.
You want to take a look? You stay low, I'll go up.
Right, you on your way back to the atrium?
Oh, yeah, I think I can figure it out.
All right. You head upstairs, follow the hall, go straight as you head back that way. If you hear the noise, investigate whatever it might be. If you, I suppose I can give you this. And reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small, it's like a small disc, and it has like some sort of like dial on the side. Hands it to you and says, if anything happens, turn the dial. It'll alert the hulls patrolling and they'll convene on your location.
Hey, sounds good, buddy. All right.
Right. hands it to you, and
Meet you
you
back down
head-
at the top of the hour, maybe?
meet you at the atrium. Make sure you have your badge on display, otherwise the holes will
Oh, right.
rip you to shreds. Right. And he heads back, taking the corridor back, like along the first floor to the atrium, while you head up the steps.
All according to plan.
When the sound goes off, Salome, you use this opportunity to try to pick the preceptor's pocket.
Yep.
Okay.
We love to make things needlessly dangerous
Yep.
and
No, I love it.
complicated, and it's my favorite thing.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll finesse, and we'll call this risky standard.
Did just up to 4 finesse with that
Nice.
last up with the desperate action, so.
Okay.
Whoopsie-doo. Okay, that's a 6.
6. Okay. Is there something you're looking for?
Either correspondence, like something discussed, like tipping off that this was happening tonight, or something fun, shiny, interesting.
Okay. Quickly, like, using that moment to, like, kind of pat him down a bit. It doesn't, you like check pockets. No, you don't find any, like, papers. You gather, probably didn't think it was a good idea to have, like, the criminal plan on hand, in case he got caught.
Stupider people have existed.
Yeah, that's true. Nothing like that. You do note that he is armed. He is carrying a pistol. And with a full success, you swipe you find something else in his pocket that you quickly grab and palm. It's like cool metal, something like that. That's in his pocket as well. You grab that and palm it without him noticing. If you take a second to look at it, it looks like a what's the word? Like a jeweler's lens.
Interesting. Okay. I just grabbed his monocle. Damn. No. she'll put it in her pocket for further investigation.
Okay, and you pocket that. What happened? You kind of bumps. He says, looks at you and says, "George, just calm down. It'll be fine."
Yes, of course, Your Excellency.
And the two at the top of the stairs with you, Fume, kind of, they begin to, they don't pull their pistols, but they do pull out like some like blackjacks from their one of their cloaks, and they kind of move off to the side as they hear footsteps coming up the stairs quickly as Glass ascends, dressed as a blue coat.
I take the hat off. Hair comes out. Hey, these things.
Glass, as you like kind of round the landing, make your way to the top of the steps, Fume, you see these two beginning to move in to just like clobber Glass.
Hello, gentlemen.
Does Fume do anything?
Fume was gonna just like try and stop them, just like, hold on. Associate.
They freeze and they look back at you, and then they look at Glass. I am gonna say I'm gonna need what is Glass? So Glass, that you just hold up your hand and say hello, gentlemen.
Yeah, I take the hat off so it's very clear. I'm not. when the hat's off, I don't look like a cop.
The hair is
Long
flowing.
hair,
Yeah,
the
just, like,
hair's
poof.
everywhere. That like
Yeah.
pulls the
For some
buttons
reason,
open on the shirt. You can see
As
the
you pull the
bullets
hat off, the
wound.
buttons explode off of you.
Yeah. Pull the shirt open, so you can see the like gunshot scar. Ah, you made it. Good.
You took your time.
Well, me and Dave were getting acquainted. Hello, gentlemen. I'm your friend on the inside.
You can see the one at the end of the hall, like so one of the guys that's with you, the kind of leader of the group, gestures back for one to continue working on the door, turns to look at you, Fume, and then back to Salome, and says, "How many bloody people do you bring with you?"
Just one more on lookout.
Looks back to the preceptor and said, "Did you hire a second crew for this job?" And the preceptor shakes his head and says, "No, just the one." George,
Never you
what is
mind, preceptor. All of your men will make it out of here just fine.
Looks to Salome and says, "Who authorized hiring a second crew for this?"
Can I throw another high-ranking member under the bus?
I will say yes.
Okay.
Do we know their court politics? Who's the most likely to throw this person under the bus?
I'm going to say none of you have enough affiliations with the church to know. I mean, y'all have no idea what's going on with this whole situation.
No.
This is all completely just like you bullshitting your way through.
We are sowing the seeds of chaos.
Yeah.
I am
Unfortunately, I think we're not at liberty to say.
I am going to say if you throw out a name, we're going to leave it up to a fortune roll.
Beautiful.
And what?
Fume would have told you about Bowman, who works in the church. He
Bowman?
most recently became, I think, what was it? He got elevated at some point, right? Because he was walking around proselytizing in the shanty town.
Yeah, well, so Bowman was more of a follower. It wasn't like a church official.
He wasn't a real church official. Okay.
He was just like one of the like an acolyte of the church that is more like I would say a respected like parishioner of the church.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna
and-
try a different tact then.
Like casserole potluck Karen. Got it.
yeah, kind of.
I think I will try a different tact then.
Okay.
Your Eminence, I was visited last night by one of the chosen, and they insisted that my being here and bringing reinforcements was the only way that this were to work. Inferring that a demon came to me and told me that we needed to do this.
I will say, you've got the name of a demon in your back pocket.
Several, actually.
Got a couple.
At least two.
Instead, throwing a demon under
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid it if I can.
Okay.
I don't know. Would they care?
Maybe.
I think
I
Ezra
will
would
say-
like it.
I will say, so I think this will be another sway.
Okay.
Um,
Can I use consort?
no, this would be sway.
Okay.
Because you've built the reputation here. This is not you trying to like,
Yep.
glad hand your way through this. I am going to say this will be risky with limited effect. You can
Okay.
spend stress to increase the effect if you want. Because they're getting, the more of you that pop up, the more suspicious this is getting.
This is
I mean, fair.
this is fair.
And you told him you have somebody else out there now too that's keeping watch. This is getting into like, it's just this whole situation. He's starting to get to a point where it's like, this is weird, and he wants to deal with it before moving any further.
That's the thing, Preceptor. We're all in on it. Even the guards and the hulls.
Takes off mask. I'm the Baron.
Takes off mask. I'm
This
the
was
Pope.
a test. No.
Grackle takes off a mask. I'm the Emperor.
It's just the end of Willy Wonka. Okay.
I'm a Grackle.
Yeah,
Takes off
Grackle
hat.
takes off a mask, and it's just like a full like swarm of Grackles.
Huh. Wasn't actually expecting that.
Okay. Yes, I will spend stress. So just like pushing myself too.
Yes.
Okay.
You can push yourself if you. So it's risky, limited. You can push yourself to either increase the effect or to gain extra die.
I'll push myself to increase the effect.
Okay, so it'd be risky standard with that then. So spend your 2 stress.
Spent. One right off the table, but one is a 6 already, and the other one's a 4. I was hoping for a critical success, but nope, one is a 6.
Okay.
Purple
All
die.
right. The there's a very, very tense moment that hangs in the air for a few seconds as this I mean, the people that are most on the edge is this crew that the Preceptor is with. Like they are extremely antsy right now. You can see like hands twitching towards their weapons. Like they're ready to deal with this situation at any point. Hold on.
Let's
Um,
chef.
So, but with that, you can see like the Preceptor's eyes kind of like blinks as you say that you were visited by one of the chosen, and says, "You're telling me that a mission has been sanctified?"
Yes, Your Eminence.
Vindication. Wasn't I told about this sooner? It's very well.
I was told by the Chosen to tell no one, but to bring assistance and meet you here to achieve our goals.
Very well. All right, we're almost done anyway. One more, you said, that you have with you.
Correct. They're keeping watch on the patrols.
Right. Okay. And the it seems to calm at that, looks at the others and says, "Stand down, it's fine." And they nod, and then the one goes back to continue and work on the lock. Grackle, you can go upstairs. You hear kind of all this happening like the top of the stairs. You're at the bottom of it now. Are you making yourself known, or do you want to still kind of stay downstairs and out of sight?
I've got a crazy idea. It's
Because everything has been so subdued this evening
Yeah.
so far.
got a crazy idea. All right. What if I spend for a flashback that goes back to before I met these guys?
Go on.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's giving me an intense flashback. Please continue.
Okay, this is assuming a lot of ball playing. This is assuming a lot about the Baron. He's a paranoid man. He probably would want another way out of his office rather than just the front door, right?
Okay.
So, what if I spend for a flashback to either know where a secret entrance is or know how to look for a secret entrance that the Baron would have? I know, it's crazy.
I love it.
fucking
I
love it.
I love
I
it.
love it.
I absolutely love it.
busts of himself on the table, flips up for a button.
Like, because I'm on like the lower floor, perhaps I could be like wandering like underneath where the
No, I think this is totally doable.
Okay. Okay.
You just very aggressively said no.
Okay.
We're like, okay.
no. I think this is totally doable. I think I'm gonna make the cost of this flashback. This is falling into that like unlikely set of opportunities.
Yeah. I'm fully willing to, yes.
But I'm not gonna make you do a roll for it. I'm gonna say, how mean do I want to be with stress? I'll say 2 stress.
Okay. Oh, I would say nothing less than 2 stress. This is...
I was between 2 and 3. I'm gonna give you 2 because you do have the background, like to that this makes sense. This isn't like if this was, Fume, Salome, Glass saying this, it would be an entirely different story. But you do have the background. There may be some things you can connect. I will say yes. You have that moment of you have a moment that you kind of like in your head, like I think from Grackle's perspective, standing in a very ornate, like clean, organized, meticulous office. You see like a richly appointed desk with like a set of like a golden paperweight sitting on a stack of papers. There are a rich like dark wood desk with like brass accents on it. The air in here kind of like rich with that aroma of like old like cigar smell and a heavy cologne too. And you're standing here for a moment and you remember like catching your eyes on a painting on the wall of a sunset. It's like a painting that I think was like burned in your memory. It's like it looks like you could never really tell whether it was the sun rising or the sun setting. Everything in the like it was a very moody piece over like a kind of ridge, and it's very like very striking, like well done, a bit like plain. But like was always there. It was always on the wall, and like even though things in the office changed locations and houses and like, but that was always there on the wall. And you're like, and you remember like it burned in your head, and then we flash back to the present, and you're looking down this corridor, and at the end of this hall, you see that painting.
Shit right there. I think it's almost as if in a trance, like Grackle just approaches it.
Yeah, you walk up and just instinctually you reach out towards it, and it's the same frame, same painting, everything. And there's like the painting is golden, like adorned on the edges, with like motifs of kind of like a swirling, almost like a rose pattern on the edges. And the center of that rose on the right side, you push and it clicks. And the wall kind of shifts slightly.
Grackle kind of like blinks out of that like trance-like state, and is like full on like, all right, burglary mode. Like, this is now an asset. She's using it.
So do you want to try to get up into the office before they do?
Yes.
Okay. You do. So you slide that aside. They're working on the door. You quit. There's like a very narrow kind of spiraling staircase up to the next level. You close the door behind you, ascend up to the second level, where there's like a small lever on the inside. You pull that, the door shifts again, or the wall shifts again in front of you, more distinctly a door from this side. And as you push it inwards, you reveal the Baron's office. You hear like a bit of muffled conversation going on outside. You can hear somebody fiddling with the door, but you are inside the Baron's office.
First thing I do is brace the door with a chair.
Okay. You quietly move up and take a chair to like brace it against the doorknob. There's no really roll I can give you for that. You just do that. So the door is braced. You see this office looks pretty familiar. Same desk, a lot of the same decorations. There is that same smell hanging in the air. That same like tobacco and cologne.
All right, I've got a job to do.
You want to try to look for, snoop around for documents?
Yep.
Okay. As Grackle begins to do this, down the hall, you hear that noise stop. And there's a moment of like kind of pause, hanging the edge of this tension outside. There is a click at the door that is being worked on. It finishes picking the lock. Grackle, you hear this from inside as you're beginning like frantically, like quietly, like looking around, searching for what you're here for. The Skulk tries to push the door open and boom, boom. And there's that tension that hangs in the air as the door is kind of like partially opened, but not enough. Like the chair like wedged between a like a filing cabinet, like a shelving unit, and the door itself, well and truly stuck. Wedges a few times, looks back to the others, just a moment of like tension in the air, as everyone outside is looking at it, trying to figure out what's going on. He says, the door's stuck. I don't know what's going on. And as that happens too, Grackle, as you're searching around, we'll get to your roll here in a second because it's all happening kind of simultaneously. You begin to hear a small noise, like very faint. You hear like a zzz, and you look around for the side for the source of the noise, and it's coming from one of the shelves, like right next to the door. And you pull some books aside, and behind it, kind of built into the shelving unit, is a small, like metal dial with a latch on it. It's clicked to the side and seems to be humming with electroplasmic energy. And the rest of you hear down the hall the sound of approaching in the distance. And that's where we're gonna take our break.
It's a whole disc. It's a whole disc.
So that we will come back to
Hold
the
these
second.
nuts.
We will come back in a second as you have gotten to where you need to get to. You may have the information you need here in a second, but there is danger very quickly approaching. Thank you, everyone out there, for watching. We're going to take our break. We recommend you do the same too. Drink some water, eat a snack, whatever you might need to do. We're going to do the same, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes to continue our stream. So stay back, internet. Thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. We are just going to go ahead and jump right back in where we left off. So, recapping. Currently, the way things stand, Salome, Fume, and Glass are all out in the hall outside the Baron's office, along with the preceptor, who Glass has received instruction is one of their targets, as well as 3 other criminals.
I'm sorry. Master George Regina,
Yes.
Pete, the blue coat, and Franklin are in the hallway.
I'm not going to call you all those names, but yes, those are your assumed identities. I already have enough time keeping track of y'all's actual names. So you are all
I'm
out
Sid.
in the hall.
I'm Sid.
I'm Van.
I'll try to
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
I can't remember that. Whoever your name is that lives in my house.
I'm
Well-
Skippy, the Wonder Horse.
Captioner is convinced that I'm Dan, so
Dan. Hi, Dan.
I'm Dan.
Dan, nice to meet you, Dan.
Today I'm Dan. You guys can call me Dan. Hi.
What's up, Dan?
So
Hi, folks.
you're out in the hall.
I'm your
with,
stepdad, Dan.
with the preceptor and the 3 skulks that are with you. You
I know
also
you're not a fan of us cops, son, but I promise you I'm one of the good ones.
you have at least one hole converging on your location, as by opening the door you have activated some sort of trap or sensor.
Who activated? It wasn't us.
Well, it was one of the criminals. Activated that, and Grackle is currently inside the Baron's office, has barricaded herself in there, frantically looking for the Baron's secret documents. So, I think before we resolve what is happening outside the office, with 99% of the group, I want to resolve what's in the office with Grackle. Grackle, you're hunting around before all this kind of like in the moments before this popped off. You were searching for records, documents, whatever might help in understanding the Baron's plans, or at least give Fabian Pierce enough dirt to write an expose about this group. What would you like to roll?
Probably a hunt. Yeah.
That's a good question. Would hunt apply here?
That's a good question. Let's see what all we have available to us.
So hunt is hunt a target, gather information about its location or movements, attack with precision, shooting from a distance. Study, so your person, document, item with close scrutiny. Probably not study. You know what? Hunting, gathering information about location or its movements. At first I was like, no, there's no way hunt applies. And now reading that, I was like, I think you could use that here. Like,
you could spin it that way, yeah.
You're not
if
necessarily.
You have a target, if anyone's your target, it's the fucking Baron. So
Yeah, well, you are specifically like surveying, like you are looking over this office and trying to figure out like not looking at it from the standpoint of like analyzing like where would a secret compartment be or something, but try to figure out, okay, putting myself in the shoes of this person, where would I keep things, and trying to see like how he's using this office. So yeah, I'd actually say I'd allow a hunt on this one.
Okay. I got 3 pips in hunt.
Okay.
So I'm feeling pretty confident in a roll with that. What's position?
I'm gonna say, because this technically was happening before the door opened, I'll say right now it is risky standard. You could attempt this again one more time if things go badly. Like you have enough time right now, having barricaded yourself in here, that this isn't a make or break situation.
Okay, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a try.
Okay.
Hui. 4 is a mixed success.
Is a mixed success. Okay.
That's
You
2 ones there.
Yeah, that could have been very bad. Yeah, you begin to survey this this office, like putting yourself in a situation, sitting in this chair, like what would be easiest access, where would you keep things. I mean, there's some records and documents that are just like kept on the desk. You could take those. Is Grackle just like taking things right now, like whatever she can, or are you trying to like comprehend what it is you're taking?
I think
assu-
I think she's paying attention to what she's taking.
Okay. I'll say with a mixed success, where I'm gonna apply the kind of penalty here is you don't have a lot of time to be discerning with what you are grabbing. You're trying your best. You see a lot of it is like ledgers of like how many people are signing up for the like the transference program, what is like some like manifests of like orders to like shipping manifests and orders being placed for the for dis. There's a lot of very kind of like heady like technical documents here. You don't get a lot of time to read and understand those. So what I'm gonna say here is like you don't have the option to with that roll. You either can take a step back and try again to be more surgical with what you're taking, or you can just start shoving stuff and take everything. It's going to be really obvious that things were stolen from here, but you're casting a wider net. You're more likely to get things that are going to be helpful for you.
I think that this is the moment where like the guy finishes like picking the lock, like the door like shoves open a little bit and that dial goes off.
Yeah.
And it's all like, all right, all bets are off, like time to ransack the place.
Okay. You just begin grabbing things wherever you can, whatever documents you can find like on the desk, within some of the drawers, anything that looks like it might be useful, you're grabbing, shoving in your bag, sort through it later. So I will I'll say you're successful in doing that, but it is very obvious, like once you've gotten through here, like once you are done with this place, all the drawers are going to be open. There's going to be books on the floor. Everything's going to be scattered to the side. It's going to look like this place got robbed. Whether or not that is an improvement on this current situation, we will find out outside, where the 3 other members of the obedient servants are hearing a hull approaching quickly in the distance. You see they're trying to shove the door open. Everybody hears that noise. The leader of these skulks says, all right, no payday here, folks. We're gonna get out of here right now.
Luck, anything you can do? Looking at glass.
Hold on, I might have something for this. I'll pull out the thing that Dave gave me. Because it'll call it. It's robot bait, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Hold on, let me think. Let me Van think for a second. RJ, help me.
What do you want to do?
Make the robot go away. I have the thing.
So the main problem with this is because there's going to be 2 signals, right? The one that's going on inside of the room and the one you're about to activate, if anything.
Can Smart Man Fume
change the priority on
sort
this?
of field triage the signal and fuck it up, or use this one to interfere with the other one?
Could I invert the wavelength so they cancel out? It's a thing.
This is why I'm asking RJ. Because Glass would
Oh,
know that
God.
Fume is good at this stuff, but doesn't know how it works. But I think probably can extrapolate what's going on here based on this device that Dave has given them.
Okay. Here's what I will say for that. Yes, you can try that. So that'll probably be Tinker to do that. I will say at a baseline, we're doing Desperate, no effect.
I will assist you.
I will
And this-
also push to increase the effect.
Are you taking the additional effect or the additional die from Salome's assist?
I will
Or do you? I could assist, give you additional die if you want to push yourself
and raise the effect.
and res the effect.
Yeah, you can do both. I just wanted to know, are you taking dice or are you increasing effect? So that would put you at a limited effect.
Right. So I'll take
could-
the dice from Salome and push myself to raise the effect.
It'll
Okay,
only be
so-
limited though.
So that would make it a limited effect.
Okay.
Or do you want to take mine too?
If you're raising it once.
I have
I'll say
three.
Glass can also assist if Glass wants to assist.
Yeah,
Did we decide?
I've-
Wait,
I got the dice.
did we decide before that you can have? I think we decided it was 2 people can assist. on
I
that.
have no idea.
Hold on. Let me
I'll
pull
look it up.
Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum,
The
bum.
book. You
That
can get
just
this at your
says-
friendly neighborhood gaming store.
Yeah, it's a good book too. The hard copy is legit.
It's
Oh, yeah.
great.
It's very cool. PDFs are great and everything, but this is a good book.
But you can't
Yeah.
really buy it a PDF.
Yeah, I mean this.
You can bite.
Okay.
No biting. Dun, dun, dun,
Can't put
dun.
teeth marks in a PDF.
Nope,
I
no
was
you
like,
can't.
Of course you can buy the PDF.
Bite the PDF.
I also heard buy until Sid bit her book, and then I was like, oh, I understand what's happening. Yeah,
Oh.
tell that to
134.
all of my freaking Dungeons and Dragons books over there that have little kitty teeth marks in the spines because somebody
Only one character may assist on a given roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
butts.
Because otherwise it would be like a group action, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could turn this into a group action if y'all want to do that, but you'd all be rolling Tinker.
yeah, I have 3 Tinker anyway, so I think I'll just boost the effect to standard. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Push yourself
Yeah.
and use mine to push to standard. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's our best option. Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. 3 dice, desperate, standard. Go for it.
Come on, bud. You got this.
Success, baby!
Okay.
Yo.
Mark that XP.
With a success, so you're trying to do this to cancel out the wavelength so that this hole is no longer receiving a signal.
I
At
take
all.
it out of my pocket and I say, Franklin, darling. Don't
He'll raise his hand, snatch it out of the air, and begin to tinker with it.
like just making a long F sound, like looking at Salome, like
Franklin.
Franklin.
I will say, ooh, I'm just gonna roll. So you grab the, you snatch the device out of the air. You like pop the casing off of it. You take out your tools. Have you used your? Which tools are these? Are you spending another load?
I'll spend another. Well, yeah, I'll
'Cause
spend
you've
another
used
load for.
wrecking tools before. I don't think these will qualify as wrecking tools.
Yeah, I'll use my tinker tools then.
Okay, so you spend a load for your tinker tools. You quickly mess with the device inside, like reversing the polarity.
I think what it looks like is he has like all these tools in one hand and his individual like twist, turn, slams it shut and sticks it on the protopack tome that he has, and then spins the like a dial to a
Yeah.
specific like frequency, and the tome kind of pulses a little bit to give it that electroplasmic energy.
As that happens, the device inside is still going off. Yours going off. I think what you know is that like you'll have to keep these in close proximity in order to continue this effect. Is what I'll give you on this. With a standard, with a standard and a full success, you've completely done it. But as soon as these two devices are far enough apart, it's game on. You've got it on you. You're close enough right now to do this, but it's narrow field. You're managed to like jam the signal enough right now. What happens in that moment though is that you hear down the hall the that like very quick like doof 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 slow, so like doof 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 and you hear a it begins to walk again. I'm just gonna make a fortune roll to see whether it continues
just keeps
going that
coming.
way,
Just turns
or
around.
or whether it turns around again. It's not like activated, so it's not running. You still have more time, but there's a chance that it doesn't. This was on its path, and
Anyway,
it just, like, continues
yeah.
That's
down this
okay.
direction.
I've got something for that too.
All right. Y'all want a high number on this one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh baby. Oh
All right,
baby, that's a 6.
With a with a 6, you hear it beginning.
As
It
the
just
hole
begins to
is
retreat.
walking away from over Fume's shoulder to Pete, he goes, "My friends call me Franklin. You can call me Clockwork."
Oh dang.
As that
Excellent work.
happens, the everything gets a bit more quiet. You have the criminals around you. Everyone like kind of calms down a little bit. It's not a full success. There was a point where they were gonna just like bolt. They're sticking around because it seems like it's retreating. The lead skulk looks to you, Fume, and says, "Clockwork, huh? Good job."
I'll send you my rates if you're interested.
I
If-
might be.
I may, gentlemen. I and colleague here have bought us a modicum of time, but this is way too many people in a dead end for my comfort. So if I might make a suggestion, you two keep working, you two supervise. Preceptor, if you'd come with me, we should go ahead and make sure your escape route is clear, since everything is gone a bit wonky.
Okay.
Did you think I forgot about the murder I was supposed to do?
I didn't think it. I'm glad you remembered. This is a really interesting play.
That's why I did it.
I will gladly assist with this.
You assisting would be very good here, because if you signal like, "Oh, I'll go with you" as the other important person here,
Yep.
that would definitely classify as an assist.
Your Eminence, I believe my friend Lilac is correct. I don't believe we have anything else we can do here. We should reconvene and get you to safety.
Class, I think a sway is probably in order here.
Okay, I can do that.
And I shall
Unless you have
help.
another thing you want to use, but
Help.
This is taking
What
too
is
long.
the-
Grackle, 3 o'clock.
What's the over under? What's the
so I don't think this is desperate, because you might have other chances to get him alone. I think it's a standard. Yeah, I think this is just
Standard?
desperate standard. Yeah, because everything
Wait,
you're saying here
risky
makes
standard?
sense. This isn't.
you said not desperate. And
Oh,
then you
sorry,
said
risky
desperate.
standard. Risky
Okay,
standard.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
sorry. I was looking at the screen.
No,
It
you're
says
fine.
a desperate.
You're fine.
Sorry, risky standard. I think for this one.
Okay, so then I'll take an extra die from Salome.
Okay,
Sweet.
gotcha.
That gives me 4. Here we go, little guys. Pete Lilac is on the case.
Pete Lilac, yes.
I like Pete Lilac.
One. Just one 6. Just one 6.
Oh, I think
Okay,
you rolled a
okay.
1.
No.
I was like, does he roll
No.
all
No,
ones?
no.
ones.
My lights were reflecting off of one of my 4s, and I thought it was a 6, but no. Just
Okay.
the one. Just the one. I'm sorry. No one panic. Detective Pete Lilac is on the case. This is
So-
truck 909 coming in hot.
So you made that suggestion. Salome, as in the disguise of George Regina.
I have
kinda
no
back that
regrets
up,
about saying that name.
says, right, looks to the skulks and says, "You know what to get. Anything else is yours for the taking. I just need the documents." And the skulks seem like they're focused on their job. They're honestly looking kind of relieved to have like the tag-alongs, George and
Yeah.
the
Off their
precept,
fucking nuts. Yeah.
away. So they're not going to argue with
How
us.
can
They're
you
not on
possibly
security.
do this job when your boss is breathing down your fucking
Yeah,
neck? Am I
they're
right,
not on
fellas?
a security detail, so they're not like worried about that. They were here to do a job, and they're going to do it.
Hire them.
If any of them like sort of look our way, I'm like, oh yes, Preceptor, you should come with me. And then as soon as he looks away, I'm like winking at the skulks, like I got your back, dude. Don't worry about it.
So the preceptor nods and says, "Right then, let's make our way out."
Excellent.
To the lead skulk, Clockwork will confirm I need to stay within proximity of whatever this alarm is, so get your thing and get out. I'll stay here as long as I need to.
Gives a nod. And the problem right now is with the door wedged shut. They are kind of leaning against it. They're like pushing at it, trying to like get around. Like they see the doors open. They realize after like moving it a few times that there's something stuck on the other side. So you see two of them actually move to the door, towards the door and begin to count down to like try to bust it open.
As they're doing this, as we're walking off, can I say something to Fume?
Yeah.
Yes, we're going. Oh, and Clockwork, dear, careful at the door. This building and its offices seem to have a bird infestation.
Pulls out a gun. Thumbs up. He gets the message.
Clockwork, canonically,
Stupid.
hates fucking birds. Hates fucking birds.
No,
He has a phobia.
You fucking idiot, Grackle's in there.
So
I just know Grackle has been skulking around and doing shit, and because the door is blocked, I'm making a little bit of a leap, and assuming that was her.
you know what? I think that's probably fair. So
Because if it's
before we
not,
get back-
she's dead on the other side of the door, and that's what's blocking it. So
Before we get back to what Grackle is doing, and resolving the door, Glass and Salome, where are you leading the preceptor off to?
So I was kind of assuming they had an escape plan. Like, they had a route that they were going to leave through. Or were they just going to walk out the damn front door?
I think they were planning on going out the way that they came in,
Which is?
Amateurs.
the front door.
Well, that won't do. So,
Yeah, you see the preceptor just says, "Right, we broke in. We were planning on avoiding detection, grabbing our things, and heading back out the same way we got in.
and how did you get in?
Forced open the front doors."
Absolutely amateur work. That won't do at all. No, we're going to have to at least find a side alley. You cannot go out the way you came in. Is this your first time?
Yes.
Lilac, please.
Apologies, Preceptor. We'll use this as a learning experience then. We're going to want to avoid the atrium, because there's at least one blue coat there waiting to meet Pete. We can get to the middle floors and make our way around, possibly an emergency escape, a ladder going down the side of the building, that kind of thing, but we're going to want sides or back, not the front door.
All right, well, I'll follow your lead. You're the expert, after all.
Imagining, based on the way that Dave was moving, we don't want to go that way because that's going to be the break room. There's got to be a side hallway down past those offices. All right, follow me.
So you lead him back downstairs?
We're sandwiching him. I'm behind him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get like, cause there was like bottom floor and then there's 3, right?
No, 2 floors.
2 floors. Oh, there's just a landing in
And then
between.
there's a basement.
Right.
So there was a landing between the floors just because
Right,
this
okay.
is a tall building.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Let's go. Got my badge, just in case. But while Fume is still fucking with the hull, let's try to go down the hallway and find like. There's gotta be it's a government building. There's gotta be hallways that regular people aren't allowed into, right? There's gotta be like back hallways. Back
Yeah, I mean, that's
channels.
essentially where you were
Yeah.
downstairs. Yeah.
I just don't want to run into Dave.
So Dave, must have been very recently because you heard the alarm that sign that go off upstairs. And I think Fume had placed that. It was like out towards the atrium is kind of what we had decided.
Okay.
So, and he said he would meet you out there. So you're imagining Dave is either at the atrium in like the front kind of like main area, public area of the building, or was recently there.
Okay, then I'll try to go back. We'll go down, avoiding the atrium. I'll try to go back the way that I came. The thing that I literally just told this guy not to do. Back, sort of in these like back hallways the way we came to try to get.
Okay.
All I'm trying to do is get him alone. I'm not actually trying to get out of the building.
Yeah, I mean, once you are like down the stairs and begin heading down that hall a little bit, kind of like where Dave was leading you, you're alone back here.
Yeah. I think I'm overcomplicating it.
So you get him, you begin to head down these corridors. Most of these doors do not, or these like offices do not have exterior windows. And I think like the preceptor notices that too. And it's like, all right, where are we going?
Well, these will lead us around the side, hopefully avoiding the blue coat guards, and out into an alley.
All right. So you have him alone here, walking down this corridor.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm in front of him. But Salome knows what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
Are you giving me the here or
No. But I think because I think Glass is afraid that if they don't do it, then it won't count. But I think Glass like slows down, and as they're going, kind of like tries to make some sort of like innocuous sound, like it squeak their boot on the floor or whatever. Kind of slows down, turns back. George, did you say something?
Yes. Walks to the front. Go.
Right. Run that by the preceptor. I will check behind us just in case. I'm just trying to get this guy's back to me.
Okay. Yeah, he's standing there with George / Salome. You begin to walk the other way. He kind of turns to like look at you as you begin to walk away to see where you're going, unless Salome draws his attention.
Apologies, thought I heard an extra set of footsteps.
Salome. Well, try to get a little info out of him before he's dead. Your Eminence. In the meeting, my concern is that the Chosen came to me because there may be more dissent than we realize.
He turns to face you and he says, "What do you mean?"
There was some talk of not necessarily moving forward with the plan.
I don't remember anyone speaking up in the meeting about that.
Your Eminence, with all due respect, of course they would not mention it to you.
Right. Well, I suppose there may be some that are questioning the importance of this work, but I can assure you that once we have in hand what we're here for, they'll see the justification for our extreme measures.
Do you really think he would keep it here?
There's a moment of like pause, and she says, "Well, I suppose if there's not anything here, then we'll try elsewhere, but this was the best opportunity for us. First to strike, but if we don't find what we need here, we'll search elsewhere.
He's home? At the warehouse?
Perhaps. I don't know exactly what where we'd find it. It could be a number of places, but we've many eyes and ears out. I mean, you were present, we're not the only ones dispatched for this tonight, so hopefully somebody pulls up something. But if we find any ties to the reconciled, then we will, of course, take due action at that point.
Of course. Due action will be necessary.
It sounded like my cue. I'm gonna spend a load to have, because we're gonna have to go back upstairs and not be suspicious, an unusual weapon, which will allow me to have a curiosity, a tool turned into a weapon, such as a length of chain.
Okay.
And in a moment of channeling my sci-fi persona joke, as this, I'd give Salome a second, because I know she's probably going to be able to get some information about the Baron or whatever they're looking for out of this guy. And as soon as she says that,
I put a hand over his mouth.
And I'm going to choke him to
And
death.
look away.
All right.
So he doesn't get blood everywhere.
So I'll go ahead. It sounds like you are, what is it?
Prowl,
right?
ambush with close violence.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll to prowl.
I got 4 of these.
We'll call this risky. I think risky standard on this.
I got 4. I'm considering pushing myself because I only have 2 stress, and if I crit to murder this man, it would be really good for me.
Do it. Do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Or do I want great effect? I don't even know what that would do. Azrael's like, just kidding, I only
Take
need
his
the one.
fucking head off.
No, I'll push myself to give me an extra die just to
Okay.
drive the point home. Come on, baby. Oh, well, that's 1-6, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, it's a 6. So
It's a 6.
All right. You, in that moment of distraction, when he's talking with George, you effortlessly loop the chain over his head. Just as it begins to catch his neck, as his eyes go wide, Salome places her hand over his mouth. There's just like a moment of like a muffled cry.
Wait, I want to say something cool.
Yes.
I'm right up in his ear, right? Choking him to death. You're going to love where you end up, Preceptor. The demon Azrael waits for you.
Eyes go wide, kind of bulging out of his head. You tighten the chain, cutting off any further noise. A few gasping attempts for breath as he you hold him there for a good minute as he slumps to the ground. You kind of going with him. A few last spasms, and then still.
Thank you for the assist.
I don't think she could quite meet Glass's eyes, but she nods. What shall we do with him before we leave?
I suppose it depends. You need bones, yes? We could stash him somewhere.
Yes.
You begin to hear in the distance, dong, dong, dong.
Yeah, there's that bit.
We best hurry.
What do you do?
No, I'm checking something.
We can cut back to y'all if you want to think about it.
Yeah,
for a
give
bit.
us a moment.
Okay.
I was seeing if I could set him on fire. And just burn him and then just put some bones in my backpack.
Okay, it would take way too long for you to burn them. This is
well,
not
no,
the
no, no.
forest.
I was
Can't just...
No, I was looking to make sure in my gear I didn't have something like crazy.
Bone extractor.
Yeah, listen, there's some weird shit. I have something that's
Yeah.
just called Ghost Key, so like, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you this. Trying to take the body with you would be incredibly risky because the crows will circle in on wherever the body is.
That's fine. We
but
can take his heartstone,
You
though,
can
right?
take the heartstone. Yeah.
The birds are going to be here faster than I would like. I'll take my... something in here that I have, right? I have like a knife or something.
I could. I've only used one load if you need something.
I've only used 2, and with our extra, I have 7 total.
Perfect.
So yeah, I'll pull out a blade or 2. Why not? That's 1 load for those. So I'll pull out a blade and just
Okay.
tuck that away. Leave that fella back here. It'll be harder for them to find him like back here in a back hallway of the building than it will if we like take him out. So.
Mm-hmm.
And you're welcome for not getting blood all over your dress. Put the chain away.
All right. I'm going to raise the alarm one more
Yeah, that
for
seems
the
fair.
murder.
Sorry.
So everything is very tense here. There's a lot going on. The 2 of you have completed Glass's side quest or made progress on Glass's side quest and collected a heartstone.
Which is
Wow.
progress on my side quest,
That's
yes?
fine, baby. I think Glass like thinks about handing it to Salome and then realizes there's probably like it's bloody and there's like flesh still attached to it and it's just like, okay, well, I'll just deal with that later. Just puts it in a pocket.
So you have that.
I do have
Let's
that.
cut back upstairs. Fume, you're outside the door with the 3 skulks who are trying to bust down the door, but I want to cut into Grackle as you have gathered up everything you can. It seems like they're trying to bust down the door. I don't think Grackle, you don't necessarily know like what was happening with like the buzzing thing on the wall and all of that. Like you heard some panic. It seems to have died down, but they're definitely trying to get in here, and you only have a moment until they do. I'm gonna say if you can attempt to do something else in here, but if you attempt anything else, I will make a fortune roll for them if they're gonna break down the door.
That's just the kind of fortune I'd like, or I want to do something dumb.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to like find a way to articulate that.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I should like to tempt fate.
Do it.
Yeah, no, I feel like Grackle thinks that like, you know, there's got to be something. Like, you know, she's grabbed desperately, but like this is the Baron's office. There has to be something.
Okay. Do you want to do another hunt to try to find something?
I'm gonna.
All right. We're gonna call this a desperate. Effect is standard still.
I would like to assist
How do you assist?
by not helping these motherfuckers get into the door.
Nice. I like that.
You know what? I'll give it to you on that. It gives Grackle a bit more time. Maybe, I mean, you could probably.
I literally have like stuff to melt down doors in my arsenal.
You're sitting there like just kind of like tucking a little bit more into your bag, like your tools and stuff that you could use to just.
It looks like he's just like fidgeting with the receiver just to make sure things are working properly. Like he's busy doing that.
Perfect. Okay. So Fume takes 1 stress. Grackle, you get an additional die.
Okay. I'm gonna push myself to make the effect stronger.
Okay, that'll definitely help.
I'm upping the effect. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm into it. Let's do this. No whammies. Yo, that's a 6.
And you push yourself for great effect. Fuck. Okay. Okay. So you've shoved
Wow,
everything
we
in-
put our all into this shit. We
You
pulled
really
out
did.
all the goddamn stops tonight.
You really
Holy
did. I'm
crap.
looking at that delicious stress buildup too, so I'm good on this.
Well earned.
Yeah, y'all have had a lot of successes. I don't think we've had a single failed roll, but you have accumulated stress from that.
There were 2 because I took stress from them. So
Well, the group
Yeah,
roll, yeah. So Grackle, in a moment of like pure calm, like as you hear like boom, boom, as the door is trying to be shoved open, you take a second, relax. You actually like sit down in the chair for a moment, completely like separating yourself from everything happening outside, and like moving your hands along set, like you know who sits here, you know the way he thinks, or at least you thought you did. And there's a moment where you're kind of like feeling around the edge of the desk. You've already shoved all the papers into your bag, but there's got to be something else here. And you just, in a moment of like kind of like instinct, you reach around to like underneath the desk and begin to like feel along the underside. And your fingers catch something like a distortion in the wood, something that just doesn't feel right. And you press, and there's a click. And a small like hidden compartment slides open underneath the desk. And you reach in and you find a couple of things. Pulling them out, there is a small leather-bound like journal. And it is just like covered in dust. Like it doesn't look like it's been, you don't see, like this probably hasn't been taken out of there in years. And as you're holding it in your hands, something kind of slips out of the journal. And as you like catch it in your hands to keep it from falling, you look, and it's a small folded small like folded piece of paper. Does Grackle unfold it to look at it, or just put it back in?
I think she looks.
You unfold it, and inside is you look at this paper and suddenly are like hit with this like wave of like memory, like familiarity. As you're looking down at something that you haven't seen in a long time. And I'm just gonna message you and tell you what it is.
Oh fuck. Okay.
3 eggs, a loaf of milk,
Yeah.
a stick of butter. Did I say a loaf of milk? What is wrong with me?
You did, but we were all gonna let it go.
Call me the dwarves of the mines of Mordrir, because I've dug too deep. I don't know. I wasn't a Lord of the Rings person growing
were
up.
close.
So
Moria.
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 As
Again.
opposed to the minds of Leslie.
Again, I was just gonna let it go because you were close enough.
Thank you.
All right, I just sent that to you, and I mistyped, but you'll get the gist.
Oh.
Watching her every expression.
She's gonna tear it in half and leave it on the floor.
Okay. Shredding it, drop it on the floor amongst the other papers and books and everything else that's been thrown to the ground. You take this journal, I assume you pocket this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pocket that. I'm going to go and roll a fortune roll to see if they break down the door. One die. All right, mixed success. You hear a crash and a crack. The door, like the chair, like snaps. It like buckles in on itself, but not enough for the door to open fully. But you do catch as someone pushes, as the door pushes open, somebody leans in, and in that moment they see you standing there at the desk. All the, everything tight, like the room a mess, everything else. They see you there and they begin to shout and say, "Boss, there's someone in here!" And you're shouting from outside as they try to slam the door open the rest of the way. Where does Grackle go?
Just a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm not gonna push for it. Is it possible that I have silencers for pistols? Is it
I
possible
don't.
that I could have that?
That would have to be an asset or something that you acquired.
Okay.
You'd have.
I
to
had
have,
made
like,
silencers for your rifle, but you blew through those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like, they were like one use only type stuff. That's fine. I'm looking at that pie of only one slice left of the alarm raised. It would be a real feather in our cap if we got out of here without filling that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go for the hidden passage.
Okay.
I'm going out that way.
All right.
We're now on the other side of the job we did at the fucking dog track.
Yeah. Yeah.
We busted in and there was already a man in there.
Yeah. Yeah, you just duck into that, closing it behind you. Easy enough, begin descending the steps quickly. Fume, in one last shove, just boosh, the door slams open. Pieces of wood from the chair scatter to the side. The three skulks bust in, each of them like carrying a weapon to the side, some of them with like a knife. The leader has like a knife in his hand. The other two have these like blackjacks. And then as they bust in the room, you see the chaos and the like destruction in here of everything having been cleared out. But no Grackle. I'll say you're towards the back. All their backs are to you as they're like facing into the room in that moment of like, what the fuck is going on? What does Fume do?
And like clockwork, he's going to push himself so he starts to emanate some knockout gas.
Okay. You want to try to knock the three of them out?
Yeah.
All right. I will. You can definitely push yourself to do that. What I will tell you is, with the three of them, they are a small gang. So they are. Your effect here is limited against them. Just off the jump. So you won't you'd have to push yourself to do additional to be able to get all of them.
Can I assist with a Grackle?
How would how do you want to assist with a Grackle?
Or
Gave Moonshine
Or-
a smoke bomb.
or I can play this off by saying, "What the fuck? Get what you need and get out."
Yeah. I mean, I'll also give you one other option here is that their backs are to you.
I could just go.
You could just go.
Just go.
That's your call.
What if he just
Lock
shuts the
'em
door
in.
and locks them in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
lock them in.
just lock them in.
Well, the door's busted.
The door's not
I
busted.
guess.
They unlocked the door. So you'd have to have a way.
Wait,
Yeah, because he
wait,
fully
I have an
fixed
idea.
the lock. It was
no,
just
no,
it was
no, no, I have an
blocked.
idea. I have an idea.
Do it.
I close the door and I emanate the the super bind solution that I used
God.
to pin that guy to the floor
Glue
window.
The
With the door
door
shut?
Glue the door shut.
This is excellent.
Okay. I will allow you to that is much more within reality. They've all kind of busted in, preparing for a fight. No one's in here. They're surveying the room, like what is going on here, trying to gauge the situation. You have the perfect opportunity to try to do this. So I will say oh, go ahead.
I can expend my last load to take my bandolier instead of using stress. That's a way better option.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you used all your load? Don't forget we have extra too.
I have used up all my load actually.
With
I
the extra?
have so much.
because my drill is 2.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I've used none of my load.
I've
Is
used
it possible
3.
that I could be carrying shit for him?
Well, you're not
Leaving.
in sight to give him anything.
well, for future.
For the future, maybe. With Fume stuff, like it's tricky because you'd have to expend load. It would have to be something that you have. Like it would still count as Fume's load for you to be carrying something of his.
Got
so
it. Okay. That makes sense.
yeah. But you do have you have charges with your bandolier to do this with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So I will need a roll just for the pure like being able to get in either quietly or quickly to close this and do this before they notice.
Just walks over, closes the door. You hear a bottle smash against the door frame.
Very casual, like I imagine like it's a shot of them like panicking and like, you know, going like, what the fuck, what's going on? And like you can just see Fume in the background very casually, like, you know,
It's
putting the door back in
the
place.
it's like the John Kramer at the end of Saw where he's like backlit by something and the door's just slowly closing and it pans into his face. I speak for the dead.
I speak for the dead.
I speak for the dead.
No, just game over. Close the door.
No. And like clockwork, closes the door, smashes the bottle.
So I will say for this, it'll probably be there are probably a couple things you could roll for this.
I would like prowl or
Prowl
wreck.
is perfect. Yeah, I mean, actually, I could allow wreck here too if it's different, because wreck is also it's wreck a place, item, or obstacle with savage force or carefully applied sabotage. Create distractions or chaos. So I think this kind of falls under that too. So I'll allow that.
Okay. Position?
You're not going to get a second shot at this. I'll say desperate, and we'll say I'm going to say the effect is great here, just on its own.
Okay.
They're not ready for this.
Here we go. 6.
No.
Damn, y'all are killing it.
It's only when we have the shittiest luck at the start we do so fucking
it's
well.
all uphill from here. Yeah, you just move in, just like uncork the bottle or like get ready to smash it, apply to the or smash the bottle against the inside of the door, close, and just as they're like, oh, what's you slam it closed. There's a moment where like you kind of hold it there, they move in, you hear them like fighting against it, and then you just like let the door free as they're still trying to like pull at it, but this adhesive has just sealed this door closed.
As a professional courtesy, you have about 5 minutes before the hull gets here. I suggest the window, and he will start leaving.
Are you gonna take the device with you too?
Yeah, he's gonna take it out of range.
Oh my god, this is so brutal. Yeah, you walk away.
Step on our turf, see what happens.
Get out.
He can't really leave it here because that's evidence.
I'm gonna roll one other luck roll here.
Why? Oh, the hole's coming back down the
One other
hall.
fortune roll.
Oh, that would be so
I'm good.
fucking funny.
That's a 6, motherfuckers.
Woo!
Yeah, we good. We good.
Have you rolled nothing but 6s on these fortune? You rolled a 5.
I've rolled very high on them. You move
Fortune
around the
is on
corner.
our
Are you
side.
heading back down the steps? Down the stairs?
He is going to go to whatever rendezvous point they had established beforehand.
Okay. So we'll say you head down the stairs. The fortune roll being you reach like the bottom of the stairs. You're heading around the landing when you begin to hear footsteps upstairs and hear the voice of who we know you haven't met to be Dave. Hearing the commotion from in there, you like just missed him showing up and being left in a terrible situation.
Now, listen, we've done a lot of bad things today. Some of us more bad things than others. But we have done one good thing, and it's that Dave is going to get the credit for catching these motherfuckers.
Dave's gonna be a hero.
Dave is gonna be.
He's gonna get a raise!
You
Dave-
gotta get a bonus.
He'll
for
get
this.
a
Gonna get a raise.
raise!
Dave is gonna get a promotion. Dave is gonna get a medal. Dave is gonna be able to provide for the child he has with his wife on the way.
Aww.
You hear that, and then you also begin to hear from down the hall that same do 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 as you get out of the distance for the jamming effect of the device. And it seems like most of the attention being focused upstairs. You hit the bottom floor. Grackle coming out from the secret passage. The two of you reconvene. Not really sure where Grackle's been the whole time, but
There you are.
the two of you catch back up with Glass and Salome.
I do want to
what-
say one thing as Glass
Uh-huh.
and Salome are making their way out. Glass 100% clocked the fact that Salome, like, all of a sudden won't look them in the eyes and has gone very cold.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit of an awkward vibe between the two of them. Shared murder. As the two of you connect, but without saying a word, knowing that you've got to get out, that you got what you came here for, or at least assuming that Grackle got it, the four of you abscond to one of the exterior offices, crack the window, escape out into the alleyway, and flee out into the night.
And away we go.
Away we go.
And you have succeeded with a very bad start. Didn't raise the alarm. It was very good.
It was
Good
fucking
job, y'all.
tense, excuse you.
We're good at what we do.
Good.
Good job.
And do you know what?
So,
Damn.
Dave is going to come out on top.
Dave is gonna be great.
so you, I assume, head back to the jewelry box to lay low as soon as the job ends, using your
Yeah.
secret passages and tunnels, heading that way. Try to decide. Do y'all want to play out the aftermath of the score, or go ahead and do our payoff now?
Should we see what we have found first before we decide what we're going to give to Mr. Pierce?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So let's play that out. You get back
Glass
to the jewelry
also
box.
wants to talk to Salome.
It's very early in the morning. You closed, locked the doors behind you. You heard the bells ringing in the distance. You were able to get there before any blue coats or spirit wardens or anything showed up. Due to your quick exit and the murder taking place on the tail end of the job. In the quiet of, like, heading into your secret, you're heading one of the back rooms or down in the basement, four of you find yourselves alone and all in one piece.
That was my first bit of character work. How did I do?
Quite well, I would say.
Learn from the best.
Salome is not looking anyone in the eye right now. It seems we were successful. What do we
Right.
have?
Well, while Grackle is divulging their spoils of our little escapade, drinks, anyone?
Please.
Okay. Fume has
Uh,
clocked something is wrong.
Fume goes to get some drinks. Grackle, you begin to lay out the paperwork. My question for you:
Mhm.
do you share the journal?
That's mine for now. I
Okay.
want to know what's in there before I give it to anybody else.
Okay. Uh,
But I'm
you
sure Mr. Pierce will be elated to have everything else that I've given him.
Yeah. Yeah, you lay out. Grackle is a wealth of information right now, having gathered from inside the Baron's office. You all begin to organize, like fold out some of the papers that have been crumpled in her bag, begin to go through it. And we'll say a lot of it is there's a lot of information here, and some of it like reaffirms or is kind of repetitive in some natures, but you have everything from like petitions, like court filings, you have invoices and all sorts of like official technical documents. But you pull a couple of things from what you're looking at. So you see purchases being made by Dis through like the Baron's accounts and his business, with the stamp of the ministry, which is just his own stamp on it too, of approval for large quantities and shipments of like metal, supplies, things that would be expected for like the kind of whole creation and the development that they're doing. You see approvals being made for the allocation of city council funds for research and development of these Holcraft. Again, all of that pretty standard, above board. Like you're sifting through a lot of that, just like boring technical documents, legal jargon, things like that. There are a couple things you're able to pull from this though that may surprise you. The first one is interesting because you can see a lot of the investments being made is like the Baron is putting a lot of personal finances into this, which seems considerable, a considerable portion of into this development and the projects that they are doing, designing these hulls, or at least developing them. But you also see investments being made by other members of the city council. Not all of them, but a few of them have also poured like a considerable amount of money into it. And then you see like other people, like you have a list essentially of every person of note in Duskfall who is helping to finance this. And there's no like real pattern between them that you can see. Like some of them are, you have some like Leviathan hunters, you have some of the like some nobles, you have
Is
some
Pansia on this list?
Yeah, I'll say Pansy is on this list. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like Pansy is on this list. There's a lot of people, but there's no through line. Like it's from all walks of life. It's just people with a lot of money that are making investments here. So that's the first you get. Again, it's kind of expected. This is a big undertaking. They need a lot of finances for it, but just of note, you know the people that are involved in this now. So it's the first thing you got. The second thing, and this is a little more jarring, is not only are they invoicing for the stuff that you would expect for hull design, lots of, metals, alloys, fuel, things like that you would expect in hull creation. Fume probably steps in and helps with a lot of this too. Of like this is normal, this isn't. And when you kind of separate out the stuff that isn't like necessarily normal for whole development, you identify a pretty clear pattern there, because you see most of it is related to the crafting of or the full on like bulk purchase of munitions.
It's like he wants to start a war or something.
The last thing with these documents that you get, and this isn't a pattern. This is just you from Grackle grabbing everything. You're sorting through it. You find like a lot of the documents for like technical designs, some of like the submissions to the city council for like what they'd be designing and what like the forefront of this project was and everything. And it's containing a lot of like technical, like scientific diagrams, research studies, things like that. But you pull out one thing as you unfold and lay it out on the table. There's a diagram here, and the diagram is for the manufacturing of like one of the key types of hulls they're going to be manufacturing. And Fume, you know this diagram. This is your work.
Son of a hagfish.
He did want you dead.
He stole my work.
Well, I think we can put to rest who
Oh,
was responsible for putting a hit out on you.
I certainly am going to put him to rest. Yes.
Not get ahead of ourselves.
No, he didn't copy. He made it worse. What is this? It's the scene from It's Always bullshit, contrived, bullshit.
Well, I think the more scientific aspects can go into your home stores, Fume, considering half of them are your own work. But I believe the rest seem appropriate to hand over to Mr. Pierce. Given that half the city has put in on the financing of this endeavor.
Let's see if the ink rakes are good at raking muck.
Let's do it.
All right. You within the next couple of days, maybe as the heat dies down a little bit, you hear a story of
what
like
do we hear about?
like that there's been some sort of break-in at City Hall, specifically targeting the Ministry of Hullcraft, Sparkcraft, and Research. That some like there was a theft, there was a break-in there, but what you hear from it is that the thieves were apprehended due to the noble efforts of the Bluecoats, and that nothing of import was stolen from the offices, and that everything is continuing as planned.
No word about the death of the...
No, there is no word about the death of the preceptor.
Interesting.
Because they can't explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, one of our people went missing on this robbery.
Well, no, I mean, they're going to find the body, so who
True.
kept it quiet? The church or City Hall?
You, I mean, you would know, like, I would say, and again, you could make assumptions, but these were given out in official statements from Lord Meriden after the incident the next day. And it seems that based on his statements, there was nothing was stolen. No one was harmed, and everything is proceeding as planned.
Over the course of the next couple of days, Fume is going to do his due diligence and check in with everyone. As casually as possible. Maybe like they've saddled up to the bar for a drink and just like, so how are you doing?
Who's
No,
that
how are
to?
you really doing? To anyone. If it's cool with people, it could be like small vignettes of like people talking to Fume at the bar. Yeah. Who's biting first?
I'll go. Whiskey, need 2 fingers, if you will.
Righto. Poor. So, how are you doing tonight?
Fine. It's quiet in here, but fine.
Has there been tension between Glass and Salome over the last couple of days? I want to think that this is like a day or two later.
I think Salome has tried to keep up the appearance of everything being fine, but she's definitely been more subdued.
To Glass. Right. And overall, how are you doing?
Alright, why do you ask?
Things have been a bit tense around here. Tenser than usual. I may be an old man and maybe going senile, but I do see things every now and again.
I'm not tense, so I don't know what you're referring to.
Yeah, alright. Well, in any capacity, I am both a bartender and a doctor, so if you wish to speak about anything, confidentiality is always there.
You are without a doubt the worst interrogator I've ever come across.
Bartender, doctor, interrogator is not on the skill list. I could make a truth serum,
Oh,
but I'd rather not do that.
clockwork. It's just sad when I can see you want to dig for information and drama, and yet you're immediately put off by a friendly face. You're sweet.
There are... I may be nosy, but I also care about team cohesion.
As far as I'm concerned, everything's fine. You'll want to speak to Salome if you want the source of the tension.
Can do. Thank you for the tip. Your whiskey.
Thanks.
I got a shipment of ice, by the way, if you want to try that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
He's made, like, the circular molds.
Wow. Impressive, I must say.
Yes, it cost me an arm and a leg to find these.
Well, can't you just replace those?
Oh, for sure, if I had clean water, but... Oh, you meant the arm and the leg.
I did. Thank you, I thought it was quite funny.
It was very funny.
I don't do jokes often, so...
He takes back the whiskey and remakes the drink so that includes the ice.
Now that is truly something.
Chilled. Who would have guessed?
Always use slow melting ice with your whiskey and scotches, or just one small ice cube to open it up. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
This has been your bit of advice from a former bartender.
People around here are used to me being a bit chilly, but perhaps the past couple of days I've been more so.
Well, it's good of you to recognize that.
What are you, my therapist?
I could be. I'm certified. Well, I was certified, and then I lost that license when I
That
died.
seems like a conflict of interest.
Oh, you're right. What am I doing? Take me away. Malpractice.
You don't want the handcuffs I have in my drawer.
What kind of handcuff? No, you know what? I think I've fried too much tonight. I'm done with this joke.
Good night, Fume.
Good night, Glass. Do I accost Salome in the morning
There,
while
I've
she's
done my
having
part.
coffee?
I'm here to do my part.
I'm doing my part, and I'm doing mine.
My work here is done. You didn't do anything.
I'll talk to Salome next. Grackle seems fine. She hasn't shot me yet.
I mean, the last time you guys had a conversation together,
She picked you up off the ground by your neck.
yeah, there was a lot of broken glass at that point.
No,
Well, no, I'm fine.
yeah.
We just cleaned up the bar. I don't know if we could do round 2 of that.
Miss Salome, good morning. Your coffee's ready.
Thank you.
Tried something different.
Why?
Out of cream.
Oh. Why don't I trust this?
Because I am a renowned Spock craft person, and you might have heard that I said truth serum at some point a couple of nights ago.
Yes, that might be it.
Would you want me to take a sip beforehand to prove to you I didn't spike your drink with truth serum?
Yes, please.
Drinks. Pours another cup for her from the same, container and hands it back. Oh, I can feel it working now. The caffeine. You're right.
Things are splendid. Why wouldn't I be?
Bit more distant than usual.
How so?
Well, after the job we just had, there was some tension as we reconvened and talked about the contents of the diary. There was also the fact that you're not talking to as many patrons as normal to stir up some business.
Business has been booming. There are other aspects to running a successful business that have been taking up my time. That's all.
All right. You know where to find me if you ever need a drink or an ear. Ear.
I do.
Don't ever say that I don't try. I really try.
No one would ever accuse you of not trying, Fume.
Well, you all know my secret now. It's best to keep you all as happy as possible.
So this is comfort and assurance as insurance, is it?
It's actually a bribe, my lady. Please do not spill my secrets to the public.
I would not dream of it.
I only have so much coin and coffee. Speaking of, no, I'll accost you with that later. It'd be funny.
What would be funny?
The expense report for the bar. With all the new high-end clientele, we've been running through the top shelf stuff pretty fast.
Of course we have.
And a lot of them like coffee.
Well, when it's the real thing.
Wait, what?
Time for breakfast.
You told me it was mushrooms. I would have reserved for just us if I had known. And it just slowly gets quieter as he's walking away, ranting. Walks past Grackle's room. That's it.
All right. Well, before we get into more scenes, I'm sure a lot more that you want to do. You turn in your evidence to Pierce, who is delighted by the wealth of information, saying, "Yes, thank you. Finally, someone competent. All right, I can do something with this. Give me 2 days. Get everything written up. It's gonna sell. It's gonna sell fast. So
Above
Lilo.
table. Do we want to tell him about the death of the church officiant that they've kept out of the official report?
I think we don't mention it. It's juicy, yes, but it kind of implicates us.
It does. It does. If that information gets out, then people are going to start wondering where that information came from, and it could be traced back to us.
Yeah.
Leave it.
Let's choose our enemies.
100%.
Okay. All right.
But also, do Fume and Grackle even know about that?
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could also just play that one close to the chest and, like, pocket it for a rainy day.
Okay, but hear me out. Church official murdered by rogue thief Clockwork. We give the moniker Clockwork to Cobb.
They've seen your face, though.
No, Fume has been wearing a mask the entire
Oh,
time.
that's right.
Yeah, you put on the
You
mask as
really-
you came up the
Do
stairs.
you really want to give up Clockwork, though?
I don't.
Hold on to him. Hold on to him.
No, I think
I'm surprised y'all haven't
I
started
think we
trying
keep
to
that one
plant
quiet.
Cobb's fingerprints at every crime scene that you're at.
Well, I just chop off a hand. No. I'm kidding.
I was about to say
We've
that.
been busy, okay? I have several murders to do.
Yeah.
Salome needs like 100 bones. Listen.
So many bones, y'all.
And well, Glass, you have your first Heartstone for so you're on
take.
your way. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do I think we have enough time to at least do the score
Oh my god.
to resolve that, and then we will probably save downtime for next session. So let's talk about payoff.
Woo.
Woo.
Okay. So first off, we earn 2 rep by default.
Woo.
If the target of the score is a higher tier than you, take +1 rep per tier higher. This was against the city council and the foundation at the same time. Let me just double check the.
Such big eyes you have.
That's Tisha?
Oh.
So both of
she
them are
goes.
5.
Oh,
So
damn.
that'll be
Oh my
additional
god.
4 rep for y'all. So it'd be 6 rep total.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, baby.
Oh,
Ooh, we're coming up on tier 2 so fast.
Yeah.
damn.
I'll also mention, I haven't put them in yet, but this will put you at -2 with both the city council and the foundation.
That's fine.
That tracks.
So
Yeah.
that is the rep coin. I'm gonna give you all 6 coin for this job.
Woo.
Can I take 2 to recoup my losses for gadgets and
That's-
stuff?
That has all got to go in our pockets because the vault is full.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's 2 for 2 of you, 1 for the other 2.
I'll just take one.
I'll
feel
take
like
one.
the-
I'll take one
yeah.
as well
Okay.
because I took the higher one last time. So you and Grackle can take 2.
Guess who's in modest?
Yay!
Yeah.
Finally. All right. That is payoff. Let's talk about heat.
Heat.
Ah.
All right. So we start off either 0, 2, 4, or 6 heat. 0, smooth and quiet, low exposure. 2, contained, standard exposure. 4, loud and chaotic, high exposure. 6, wild, devastating exposure.
This was a 6, definitely.
No.
This was pretty contained.
I feel it was pretty contained.
Honestly, yeah, I think it was.
Especially
pretty
because we were
contained.
able to sort of foist all the blame off onto that
Yeah.
other crew that was already there.
God, as
like,
soon as I
Yeah.
saw them, I was like, all right,
Yeah,
blaming it all on them.
yeah. I think 2 heat sounds pretty good.
Okay.
But then we add 1 heat for a high profile or well connected target, so that'll bring us to 3.
Okay.
We add 1 heat if the situation happened on hostile turf, which it did not, because this is specifically
This is
your
our hunting
turf.
grounds.
Oh wait, is this your turf or your hunting grounds? I forgot.
Wait, where were we?
You were
Charter
in
Hall.
Charter Hall.
That's our
This is our
hunting
hunting
ground.
ground.
That's our
Hunting
hunting
grounds.
ground.
Hunting ground,
Our
not your
turf is Silk Shore.
Well, our turf is no. So turf is hunting grounds. Our lair is in Silk Shore.
Oh.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turf and
Alright,
hunting grounds,
so
same
we're
thing. Because like if you
2,
go to the
3.
grid where it says like you get turf, you're expanding your hunting grounds.
Got it. Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
So we're at 3. You get +1 heat if you're at war with another faction. You were not. +2 heat if killing was involved, which it was. So we're at 5 heat for this
That's
job.
fine.
Honestly, it could be a lot worse.
We've got 1 tick left on the heat track, so we're gonna have to get rid of some of that. But we
Oh,
are
yeah.
not more wanted than we were before. Thank goodness.
All right.
We're
so
gonna
you're
have to
9
reduce
on
it.
the heat track.
Yeah, we have
Or
9
what
out of
is-
10.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll
3,
be
4, 5, 6,
reducing
7.
heat.
No, wait.
during
1, 2,
downtime.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The track is 9, so we have 8.
You have 8. Okay. Okay. Let's.
We're not gonna be making any money from our stuff unless we can do that after downtime.
When does it say you do it?
It's in downtime.
Oh, okay.
It is tier roll minus heat equals coin in downtime.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I'd
so
say
we
you
can do
that
the
at
heat first.
end
Okay.
of downtime. Okay. That is. We're not. No one's been incarcerated.
Not yet.
I am.
Let's do entanglements. So we're rolling on the 6+ heat chart here.
Okay.
Y'all's wanted level is 1,
2.
right?
Oh, 2. No, we're 2.
Our one level is 2.
Okay. So we get to do this twice, and you get to pick the option that you want.
I'm glad we took this because slippery, the thing that lets us do the entanglements is also the thing that lets us, when we reduce heat, we get an extra die.
I rolled 1 die there. So,
So don't forget about that.
That is nice.
all right. 2 dice. All right. We're going to roll the first one. That's a 5. And then for the second one, that's a 4. So we're automatically doing demonic notice or show of force.
Cool.
Demonic notice is a demon approaches the crew with a dark offer. God, we've done so many of those. I don't think we're going to do that one.
Show
Show
of
force.
force.
A faction with whom you have a negative status makes a play against your holdings. Give them 1 claim or go to war. If you have no claims, choose 1 hold. So y'all either have to give up a claim or go to war with a faction. I will decide which faction that's going to be.
We don't have a lot of claims. We have literally like 2 of them.
Yeah.
It's gambling to enter covert drops is we'd have to give up one of them.
Oof. Unless we pick up a new claim.
We work so hard for those.
Yeah.
Just means we
Just
have
go to war.
We could go to war.
We could just go to war.
A little bit of war. I don't know. It depends. The Baron has a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Val,
I
when
can
you
give-
tell us who it is.
Yeah, well, I'll
We'll
give you a
make a
preview.
decision.
Which ones you have negative status with. You have negative status with the church, city council, the foundation, the hive. Iron Hook Prison. Let's see if there are any others. Just clicking through. The Spirit Wardens. You're at -2 with the Spirit Wardens. Ulf Ironborn. And the Wraiths. It's going to be any of those. So I'm going to decide which one of those would be most interesting. So, alrighty. Let's go ahead and do advancement. And then we'll finish out with Stars and Wishes. So, advancement. All right. Desperate action rolls. We had a lot of those today, so I think we all took
We
XP
racked
for
them
those.
up.
Yeah.
Playbook specific XP triggers.
Calculation conspiracy every time, baby, every time.
Technical skill and mayhem.
Yeah.
Rest a challenge with tracking.
You did roll hunt
did.
a lot in the last one there. I think it's tracking and violence too.
Yeah, ironically, I didn't do any violence.
You
today.
actually didn't do. I was just thinking, you didn't do any violence, but you did. We did allowing you to roll hunt there was a form of tracking.
Would
So,
this count as vengeance?
It was against the Baron.
Directly.
Well, I did break a few of his treasured items.
You did, yeah, and you stole a lot of his important stuff.
I mean, is it vengeance or is it just being petty?
What's the difference?
Exactly.
Vengeance can be petty.
Vengeance can
Vengeance can
absolutely be petty.
My vengeance trigger is a little bit different. Hold on. If you got payback against someone who harmed you or someone you care about, if your crew helped you gain payback, also mark crew XP.
Okay. They did. So we'll be able to take a crew XP and you can take a personal XP on this.
Nice.
And then the next, express your beliefs drives heritage or background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And lastly, struggle with issues from your vice or traumas. Not today.
Issues.
Not today.
All
Yay.
right.
Next session, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. Some of you gotta start working on getting a new vice purveyor. Okay. Crew advancement. And you got those?
Execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did.
Contend with challenges above your current station.
Yep.
Double time, baby.
Aaron, the foundation, City Hall,
Giving us
the
2 for that.
church.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Flamboyant and loyal.
Yeah.
Did we bolster those? I don't think we got a new one, but
It's an interesting question. So, I didn't say, I don't think y'all did anything particularly flamboyant in this job.
No.
you don't think Pete was a little flamboyant?
I don't think.
Dave is gonna be so worried about Pete.
I know,
Dave is gonna be
Pete
like,
goes
"Where
missing."
did Pete go?
Yeah, Pete just went missing.
Was that in the paper?"
Yeah, blue
Was that
coat
in the
missing.
paper?
I don't know if that. I don't think that was.
I'm gonna have to during downtime. I'm gonna like take some of the coin I have and like send it to Dave and be like, "This is from your friend Pete. Don't worry about me. I'm golden. Stay gold, pony boy." I like
You
Dave.
did.
Dave was great.
I will give you the. I think I can give you a loyal because you did end up turning over the information to the ink rakes.
I mean, we did what we said we were gonna do.
You said you were going
We
to do that.
did.
You did it. So
Also, that ghost contract is now broken because we both fulfilled our obligations. So no longer potentially cursed with Mr. Pierce. He's good.
good.
Oh my god. Sorry, I just realized something. I've got a scene for next time. It's gonna be good.
Perfect.
Oh, I think we all got some
Excellent.
scenes.
It just got juicier because I remembered that particular ability.
Okay. Van, I think there's one more.
Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
We had some inner conflict. Yeah.
Just a little as a treat.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit.
And
Okay,
once
for
again,
sure.
y'all just like going off and doing your own things, getting the
Keep
job
doing
out
it.
of it.
All right.
Getting the job done.
We need 2 more to level up the crew.
Yeah.
We get 1 more for helping with vengeance.
Vengeance?
Vengeance.
Yeah. Did you already mark that?
We
No.
Oh yeah.
We-
Yeah. I mean, y'all helped.
On from
Grackle
vengeance.
with vengeance.
We need 1 more to
we
level
are
up
the
the crew.
knight.
Woo!
Vengeance.
Vengeance?
Vengeance? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Vengeance?
Oh my
Oh my
god,
God.
vengeance.
Vengeance.
Oh my god. Vengeance.
Glass, vengeance will never catch on. Stop trying to make vengeance catch on.
Vengeance happen.
All
this
right.
vengeance is so fetch.
That is that's all the advancement stuff. So let's go ahead and do stars and wishes for the night, and then we'll do a quote.
Wow, where do you
Quote
even
stuff.
start?
With whoever wants to go first.
I'll go my star. I know what it is. Because it's gonna go to Salome. Just for I was gonna initially give it for like the George roleplay, which I think was very good. But then we got into some actual Salome like. Salome really had a moment there when we were murdering a preceptor of the church where she had to think about her life choices and
Yep.
the consequences of her decisions that led her to this moment.
Mhm.
And it was sort of very sudden, but very clear. And I loved it, and I can't wait to talk to her about it next week. Because
Boy.
Glass's problem is she literally employs a murderer in a cowboy hat, so why was this a problem?
And Salome's
talk.
got to be at least 13 more murders.
That was
Yep.
definitely on her mind. Oh, believe me, they'll have
Oh,
like,
yeah. The-
I've got to do this myself
Yep.
13 times.
The reality of her situation very clearly came into her head, and it was fun to watch and also to be a part of, and I can't wait to stir up even more drama.
You know what? And now that I think about it, the going to war is probably the perfect thing for y'all right now because you can get
Murder.
a lot of heartstones.
We need a lot of bodies. We need a lot of bodies in a short amount of time.
True.
So-
I'm gonna advocate for us to going to war, but we can do that. We can litigate that next week. My wish is I am about to cause some drama, and I just want you guys to go along with me for a ride.
Okay.
You guys want to go on a little bit of a ride?
Oh hell yeah! I'm
Take
here
me
for
on a
it.
drama ride.
Let's go, because Glass is just essentially waiting is not planning on keeping any of the demon shit a secret forever, is essentially just waiting for the right time to tell everybody. And so they had that with Salome and was like, here's the opportunity to get her in on this, and it's just a matter of time before before they wrap Fume and Grackle up into it. So if you guys are ready, buckle up, strap in, pull the lap bar down, because we're killing people for demons, baby.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Oh boy.
Exactly. Wings gets me.
Don't break my heart.
Do you have
got
one?
I'll do it.
Hot stone.
I'll do a star and a wish. The clockwork stuff was very fun.
Yeah.
Everybody got to do like a character today, with the exception of Grackle. That's okay. I don't need any of that shit. I played that character the entire time when we were doing parcelings. So like I'm good. I'm good.
Just let Grackle be Grackle.
Just let Grackle be Grackle. And God, she even she can't escape it, honestly. Like sometimes she's also Van Helsing. But yeah,
That's just
I loved
Grackle with a
everybody-
different accent.
Exactly. I loved everybody's characters. But I especially loved the clockwork stuff. That was pretty cool. I'm also gonna star Val for the secrety shit that I got in the in my DMs. I threw you a curveball, and you took it and ran with it, and I would really appreciate that. That was fun.
And threw it
Yeah.
right back at you.
I
threw
wrote
it right
up
back.
like a paragraph
Yeah.
sending to Wings there at the end. I was like, I wasn't expecting to give out all this, but I need to do this.
I threw you a curveball, and then you played ball.
Yep.
We just played catch in the field, like father and son. I don't know.
Just-
my,
Just playing a good old game of catch out in the yard.
yeah. It was
Are you
great.
Grackle's stepdad now? Is that? Are you?
Grackle's
Oh,
You're Dan!
You're Dan. I'm bequeathing the title of Dan onto you. Wow, you're Dan now. You have to be Dan.
My
Oh,
wish.
man.
Every week,
is-
I'm adding another thing to Stars and Wishes and quotes. Every week, somebody has to become Dan. And then they
I
get to
am
bequeath
become
it to someone
Dan.
else. You're Dan. Val, you have to decide who's Dan next week.
Okay, I will. I'll pass along the title.
Like the Dread Pirate
Dan.
Roberts.
Yeah. My wish, I've got a shiny new, well, it's actually dusty and old. I've got a dusty old journal, and I want to do something with it.
Okay.
I have a few ideas, but we'll see where things go.
Perfect. All right. Who's next?
It's me. Hello, RJ here. God, I going to split a star between Glass and Salome for the murder of a man. That was such a good scene. Oh my god. My wish. I want to do some more mad sciencey stuff. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do next week. I'm gonna start dissecting these diagrams to see if he's changed anything.
Oh.
And then I'm going to exploit this flaw and then just tear off my face and go, "It was I, Bertrand, the entire time! You failed to kill me! Ha ha ha!" Fucking, was it Matt Berry from the IT crowd walking into the church? Baron!
But it was I, Bertrand.
She missed.
I never miss.
Shh, the line was cool.
And I fired, and I missed. And I fired, and I missed. It's the easiest shot I ever taken in my life, but I fired again, and I missed.
Oh, guess it's me. God, there's so many good fucking moments. I just have to say overall, like, I put it in chat. We brought our fucking chaos A game tonight, friends. Holy mackerel. Did we pull out all the stops? Gosh, dang it. I am, however, gonna give Mustar. I gotta give it to Grackle. Grackle was in like a fugue state for half of this mission, and it works for her, I think. You found the painting, you found the journal, you found secrets, and holy shit. Like, did Glass possess Grackle with a ghost tonight? 'Cause
I'll never tell.
I'll never tell. There's just, yeah, it was really, really fun character stuff for Grackle tonight.
Oh, can I change my wish? I want to get possessed.
I got you, boo.
I'm intentionally
boo.
keeping my attune low. Come
Yep.
on, come and get me.
Oh, my tune is 0. I can't wait.
I think
Incredible.
I think Glass is the only person with a high attune,
That's
like
4.
with any attune. I have 0.
0.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's one of those things that, like, you don't really take it unless you're going to go hard in it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Come get
I
me.
could possess any one of you at any point with a ghost.
Yay!
I'm
Be fun.
just so you know, I'm a threat.
I mean,
I am a-
honestly, if you rolled lower on attunement rolls, I would have done that to one of you. But Glass always rolls so fucking high every time they try to summon a ghost.
It's my thing.
It's what they do.
It's my thing.
What they're good at.
My wish is kind of connected to RJ's. I really do. I think this sweater thread of the Baron having, well, what we're putting together is the Baron probably having Bertrand killed in order to take over his research. I think that could be very fun, and I definitely want to play with that.
Yeah. Y'all are onto a lot of stuff. We got a lot of irons in the fire at this point.
Also, I want to go to war and kill a bunch of people. That's Sid, not Salome, but Sid.
We'll
Salome's
talk about
having an existential crisis, but Sid is excited. So,
perfect. Well, let's do. I'll get out a quote. So I think I'm going to give out 2 today for the 2 one-liners. We had 2 very good one-liners back to back for Fumes like clockwork. I speak for the like saw moment closing the door was perfect, and then George says Salome with the very pointed like, yes, your actions are due. I don't remember what actually the line was, but I think action is due.
Actions are due.
Yeah, swift action is due.
Swift action is due. Yeah. Both of those are very good. So I'm gonna give a quote to each of you.
And now Salome can be traumatized by it because she knows she fully just put the kill shot on that guy.
Yeah. Also, that.
Yeah, it's not as cool as it sounds in your books, right?
No.
I mean, it's
not
really interesting because most of the time, like, Salome has called a kill shot, and it has been like at the end of a rifle. You know, like there's some distance there.
Yep.
But
there's
you literally
a very
had to look this
different thing of watching a man
in the eyes.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have to talk about it.
Yeah. Very good stuff. All right, everyone. That's going to be it for us this week. We will be returning next week for more Blades in the Dark. So join us then. In the meantime, join us on Monday. We should be continuing Red Jenny, or I say continuing. Doing a little bit of a 2-shot that Seed is going to be running for the next 2 weeks. Should definitely hang out with us for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern time right here. And then join us for the premiere of our Neon Souls Redux, or Neon Souls season 4 miniseries playing Star Wars 5e. So that's it. Thank you to everyone out there for watching. Really appreciate you doing so, and thank you to everyone here, all my lovely players, for being a joy to run this game for. We will see everyone in 1 week, and until next time, good game and good night, internet.